in the matter of Mahmoud versus Fox. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Ms. Mahmoud, you and the defendant were in an automobile accident.
Yes.
Each of you were driving your respective cars, and you are suing the defendant for both bodily injury
Yes.
and the damage to your car, which was totaled as a result of this
Yes.
accident. Mr. Fox says that you caused the accident because he was speeding to make a yellow flashing light. Is that right, sir?
Yeah.
Your Honor, he's lying.
Shh. Oh, sorry. Where are you from?
Berlin, Wisconsin.
Berlin, Wisconsin. They do have paved roads there, do they not?
Yes.
All right, because I read your defense to this case, and I was just curious. That'll become clear in a moment. Oh, what was the date of the accident?
It was January 23rd.
What time?
It was around 12 o'clock at night.
Weather conditions?
It was nice outside. It was normal weather.
And you were traveling down a one-way street?
No, I was going down Lincoln Avenue. It's a two-way street. He was coming on a one-way street the wrong way.
Okay, so you were going down a two-way street?
Two-way street, yes. Something like that.
And he was coming from a side street?
Yes.
But,
oh, I'm sorry.
You're going down a two-way street. There are streets that intersect that two-way street. One of the streets was a street he was coming down on. But that street is a one-way street, and he was coming down that street the wrong way.
Yes.
So you weren't expecting
a
car to come out of that street because...
That's the wrong way
It's the wrong way.
Even if I were to look, I wouldn't have looked that way.
Because there were arrows that say
exactly
one way. And so you were hit in the intersection.
Yes.
Tell me what happened when you were hit.
My car started blowing up on fire. I couldn't get out of my car. I started kicking my door, and it finally opened up. I walk out the car, and I'm screaming, yelling, I'm going crazy. I mean, my car is burning up. It's on fire.
Was it actually on fire?
Yes, it was.
Was it smoking?
No, it was on fire. It was blowing up everywhere. It was really scary. And I walk out the car, and he's still sitting in his car. I don't know what he was doing. He had like his head down, or I guess, or whatever. And he gets out the car. He was asking me if I was okay and blessing the God and this and this and that. And he didn't even know he was going the wrong way, even after a couple, like 2 or 3 minutes later.
Just a minute. Okay, it's enough. Were you going down a one-way street the wrong way?
Yes.
Where had you been?
I was heading south.
Where had you been?
Where have I been? Oh, I was coming back from Milwaukee, heading back towards Oshkosh.
Well, what were you doing? It was 12 o'clock at night. Where had you been?
I was off the off-ramp on...
Mr. Fox, I'd like you to pay attention.
Okay.
I know you have your own agenda. I have an agenda. Where had you been? Had you been working? Had you been with friends? Had you been out for dinner? Where had you been?
Friends.
Friends' home.
Racine.
I don't care where it is. Friends' home is my question. Or with friends at a bar, with friends at a restaurant.
At the house.
At whose house?
My buddy's house.
Had you been there before?
No.
And you'd spent the evening doing what?
We were playing pool about an hour and a half away from the accident. And I was returning home to town to get some clothes. I was looking for employment opportunities.
Mr. Fox, we have a problem here.
Huh.
Were you at a friend's house playing pool, or were you at someplace else playing pool?
I was at a friend's house playing pool, and I returned home and...
Okay. What's your friend's name?
Josh.
How many other people were playing pool there?
Just him and I and his grandfather.
Now, it is your claim, Mr. Fox, that Miss Mohammed caused this accident.
The direction that I was going when I turned back around to get to the freeway, the intersection with the map I have here, it didn't matter which direction I was going or where she was heading to. We would have struck. She was speeding. She tried to pull a yellow light, too.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You know, going downtown more than once, finding my police records. They lost the police records, God knows how. Doing all this other stuff. I mean, he's been taking time.
Life's full of aggravation.
And later today...
What do you think you're going to be successful at if you don't go to school?
Nothing.
Right. Is that what you want to be?
No.
What do you do when you don't go to school?
Run the streets.
Shh.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nina Mahmood says her accident with Andrew Fox was the result of him driving the wrong way down a one-way street. Andrew says Nina was speeding.
Mr. Fox, you were given a citation.
Yeah.
For what?
Reckless driving.
Here you go. Did you plead guilty?
No.
What'd you do?
Need some time to pay the fine.
Oh, just a second.
Not
Mr.
guilty,
Fox,
then.
what are you laughing at? It's not funny. Don't be ridiculous. If you get a ticket for reckless driving, you have to respond within a certain period of time. This incident happened on the 23rd of January.
Mm-hmm.
By this time, you would have either pled guilty, gone to trial, or been found not guilty. Now, which one is it?
Your Honor, I pled not guilty, and there was flashing red lights in the intersection because the cop told me.
Speak to me.
Okay. The cop told me straight out there's a lot of accidents.
Just pay attention. You pled not guilty, and what happened?
I haven't heard anything from the courts yet.
Let me see pictures. Yeah, I see you have pictures there. Let me see the ticket that you got, sir.
I don't have the ticket. I just have a map and email.
Excuse me? I don't want to look at your map.
No ticket.
Ma'am, would you like the police report?
Yes. Did you have insurance on your car, Miss Mohammed?
No, I just got the car. I had just received the car as a gift from my mother.
And she didn't put insurance on the car?
No, she expected me to do it. I barely even drove the car around. I barely ever used it. I mean, I was just waiting until I had enough money to be able to put insurance on it.
What year car was it?
It was a 94 Chrysler New Yorker.
What kind of injuries did you have?
I had, like, my thumb was sprained and my wrist was kind of messed up. So they gave me a cast to wear. I didn't go to work for 2 days because of it. I had bruises. I had, like, huge bruises on my legs. I mean, just really nasty, awful things.
Okay, now what kind of car were you driving, Mr. Fox?
99 Grand Am.
Have insurance?
No.
Why not?
They dropped me.
Why?
Because they said I didn't pay for a premium 2 weeks previously.
You too were driving an uninsured vehicle.
Correct.
Well, Mr. Fox, the police officer who conducted the investigation clearly found that the accident was caused by your reckless driving and driving down a one-way street the wrong way. You know, that sort of thing happens, and sometimes it's an accident. Unintentional. Sometimes it's not because you're drunk or because you're stoned or because you're high. Sometimes you just drive up the wrong way on a street until you realize until somebody honks their horn and you turn around and hopefully you don't kill anybody. You almost killed somebody. You are responsible. Now, I will tell Ms. Mohammed that I think it's very foolish to drive a car
Without insurance.
without insurance.
I know that it was foolish, but it wasn't like I was driving around all the time. I was waiting.
I don't care whether you drive around the block. That's foolish.
It's true.
That's foolish. Okay? However, Mr. Fox, your problem is you caused an accident that caused both physical injury and property damage. And how do you expect to resolve that, sir?
Did it really matter which direction I was going in the intersection? With I saw lights, she saw lights, she tried to speed through them, and with the map here,
How am
you
I
can
gonna
see.
I want you to understand something. The police officer found the accident was your fault. I find the accident was your fault. How do you plan to resolve the problem of the damage you caused? I'm past that, Mr. Fox. Get past it. It was your fault.
All right.
Well, the total out-of-pocket expenses that you have were $3,383.
Well, besides the fact of me taking the bus every day to and from school, to and from work, you know, going downtown more than once, finding my police records. They lost the police records, God knows how. Doing all this other stuff. I mean, he's been taking
aggravation.
time. Excuse me?
Life's full of aggravation. It's called aggravation.
Well, yeah,
Life is
it's
full of
aggravation, but I
Right.
mean, it's caused because of him. It wasn't like it just happened from nowhere.
No, listen to me. It was caused because you were involved in an accident. Now, you could have minimized your own personal damage if you had done the right thing and insured your car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's not responsible for your car, but this is not windfall day for you. Do you understand that?
I don't understand what you mean.
That means that he is responsible for your car.
Okay.
But I don't want you to start telling me that you had to take the bus to school every day.
I did.
And go downtown because you think that he's going to pay for that.
Oh, I'm not
He's
saying
not.
that he's going to pay for it.
Good. So, judgment for the plaintiff. And the total out-of-pocket expenses are $3,383. And I am giving you the remainder of the money in your pain and suffering that you had for your thumb, which you say was jammed, and for the bruises that you had. So I'm adding to that an amount that will give you a total recovery of $4,000. Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, she sent me some harassing emails first, and I returned them in a professional manner, more or less stating I don't have the money right now. I'm sorry.
It's scary. Think about it. You know, you're coming out of a burning car. You're watching your car burn up in front of your face. That's not something that just goes away out of nowhere.
She likes to call me sweetheart and this and that. And first of all, her mother invited me over to spend the night that night, and I'm thinking to myself, why? So your son's
niceness,
more or less
maybe?
Take a swing or two at me?
There was something wrong with him that night. I think he's like either cuckoo in his head or God knows whatever else.
I was not under the influence of any drugs or alcohol. I was just simply returning home and went down the wrong road. And seeing court there, I guess I was wrong.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Counsel versus Lowry, step forward, please.
18-year-old student Adrienne Counsel and her husband Chaz are suing Adrienne's mother, home health care worker Loretta Lowry, for the cost to support her 15-year-old sister, Toni Caldwell.
Miss Counsel, the defendant is your mom.
Yes.
Your mother-in-law.
Yes.
And according to what I've read, there was a time sometime last year when your younger sister came to live with you.
Yes.
And she came to live with you because she had had some sort of a falling out with your mother's husband.
Yes.
And it is your claim that your mother owes you money for your sister's support during the time that she lived with you.
Yes.
Okay. Just give me the month and year she came to live with you.
August 2002.
And how long did she live with you?
She's still living with us now.
She is?
Yes.
And how old is she now?
15.
She go to school in your house?
Yes.
She goes every day?
No, she doesn't.
Why not?
Some days she misses and stuff.
Come up here. What's your first name?
Tony.
Tony. You think you're a nice-looking girl?
Yeah.
Are you a nice girl?
Yes.
You want to be a successful girl?
Yes.
What do you think you're going to be successful at if you don't go to school?
Nothing.
Right. Is that what you want to be?
No.
So why don't you go every day?
I don't know.
What do you do when you don't go to school?
I sit at home. Run the streets.
Shh. What are you getting out of being home that's better?
Nothing.
Isn't that foolish?
Yes.
I mean, I know you're giving me all the answers that you know I want to hear, which is very smart, but, you know, be smart and do it. Really just dumb. You don't want to stay dumb. Did you ever hear the expression, beauty fades, dumb is forever?
No.
Well, you know what it means?
No, ma'am.
Well, I'm going to explain to you what it means. That means you're a pretty girl. But eventually, when you get older, you may be a nice-looking person, but some of those looks are going to get a little old and, you know, not as pretty and fresh as you are now. So beauty does fade. Fades, it goes away. But dumb lasts forever. If you're dumb, you're always going to be dumb. And the only way to get smart is to go to school, to set your sights on something that you want to do to make yourself into a whole person. What does your mother do for a living?
Home health aide.
Does she love her job?
Yes.
Was she always a home health aide?
No, ma'am.
What did she do before that?
McDonald's, Burger King.
Do you think your mother would have been happier if she went to school?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Right.
Did you have an arrangement with your mother when your sister came to live with you?
Yes.
What was your arrangement?
The arrangement was she would give us $50 for food and $100 for rent per month for Tony staying there. And it would be temporary.
All right. So, Miss Lowry, let me hear. According to you, you asked your daughter to take in your younger daughter, Toni, because she wasn't getting along with your boyfriend.
My husband.
Or your husband. How long have you been married?
It would have been 10 years in April.
Do you have children together?
Yes, we do. We got 4
How many
others.
children?
4 others.
4 younger than Tony.
Yes.
What kind of work does your husband do?
He's not working now.
Why not?
He suffers from depression.
Well, how do you support your family? You can't support your family on what you get as a home health aide.
Me and him has split up, so I don't stay there with him no more. I stay with my mom. And he take care of the girls, and he gets social service for the girls.
He gets welfare.
Yeah, but I got the baby with me.
Let's go through this. Your husband gets welfare for which children?
2 of the girls
And where do they live?
with him.
And you have the younger child with you.
Yes.
Do you get any welfare for the younger child?
No, I don't.
Does anybody get welfare for Tony?
No.
How much money do you earn?
Every 2 weeks is $1,100.
And where is Tony's father?
He's around.
Does he send support for her?
No, he doesn't.
Why not? Did you ever pursue support for
Yeah,
Tony?
I tried, and it just got all messed up, so.
What do you mean it got all messed up? He has a responsibility to contribute to Tony's support. And if you're not living with your husband anymore, and if the reason that she went to live with her sister is because of a disagreement with your husband, why doesn't she come home to live with you?
I was going to go get her this April, because I got to get my apartment, because I stay with my mom. I left my
Her
husband, I stay
grandmother?
with yes. Her and my mom don't get along too well, so that's why I let her stay with my daughter.
Then you have to support her. Do you understand? Why should your daughter take care of her basic needs?
Well, I feel like if she was going to go after me, she should have went after Tony's father, too. Go after both of us. Don't just go after me. Don't just single me out.
Well, perhaps she should have. But you didn't either.
True.
And you certainly had more of a reason to pursue support than your younger daughter did. She singled you out, madam, because you elected to have your daughter leave the house instead of your husband leave the house at the time. In any event, $150 a month is certainly a minimal amount of support. 8 months that she's been living there at $150 a month is $1,200. And you earn $1,100 every 2 weeks, is that right? Mm-hmm. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,200. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. 6 on the calendar in the matter of Robinson versus Brazel. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
According to what I've read, it is your claim, Kenneth, through your mother, who was your guardian, that Sandra and her mother filed false police reports about you. You used to be her boyfriend. That was last year. Things did not go well. She claimed that you made threats against her, and her mother made threats against you, as a result of which you suffered some emotional disturbance, problems at school. Sandra says that everything that she said was true. Her mother says that everything that she said was true, and that she is, in fact, counterclaiming. She says, despite the fact that there is a restraining order, you continue to harass her, you and your friends. And in addition, she says that you've damaged both the family car and house by instigating and being involved in some egg throwing at her car. So let's get some dates here. You dated up until when, Kenneth?
It would have to be January 7th, Your Honor.
And when do you believe that Mrs. Brazel filed a first complaint about you?
Oh, and the police, they came to the house on January 10th, Your Honor.
Who was at home when the police came to the house?
My father was.
What happened?
They just shortly talked to him about how they checked my record and said I've never been in trouble before and that Miss Brazel is filing a restraining order on me.
Can I see the copy of the application for a restraining order, please? Is it true, Sandra, that you broke up in the beginning of January?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so the first thing we have here is verbally threatening my life. What kind of threat was that?
There was a time after we broke up, Kenny made me come back to his house and talk to his mom. And she said that if I didn't stay with him until we went to a dance at prom, and that if we didn't remain peacefully together, she'd have a Mexican girl come beat me up at school if I didn't stay peacefully with their son.
When was the dance?
It's prom. It's coming up next weekend.
What did she say to you? If you don't stay with her son for prom, she's going to have somebody beat you up?
Yeah.
Did you say that to her?
No. No. I was very happy that they had broken up.
Why?
Because the relationship was up and down. Constantly. Sandy was breaking up with Kenny. They'd get back together. Everything would be fine for a while. Then they'd break up again. And it was just a lot of emotional stuff going back and forth.
Did you have any conversation with her at all?
Not about the prom. No, I did not.
This says the allegations of abuse. The most recent allegations of abuse by the defendant was on January 10th. Verbally threatened my life. And then again, I received a call from him saying that if I went to school this day, which was Friday, he would have this Mexican girl beat me up because of the broken heart I left him with. I had my mom take me to the police station, and after the report was made, he showed up at school with her today.
That was the day I filed the restraining order.
Well, who threatened you with this Mexican girl? He or his mother?
His mom and he both have.
Kenneth, I have some questions for you. Did you ever see Sandra with another boy?
No, I did not,
Don't
Your
give me an
Honor.
Did you ever see Sandra with another boy?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Either at her house, at school, in the park, anywhere else?
No, I did not.
Did he?
Yes.
When?
In front of my house, I had a friend over. We were going to go out to have some coffee.
Was it before or after January 7th?
It was before January 7th.
Does that refresh your recollection?
No, it does not.
I witnessed that too.
Would you tell me about it?
He started screaming at my daughter. I was afraid that he was going to hit her.
What did he say to her?
He was just screaming, calling her a slut and a whore, that she was sleeping around with all these people from Bradshaw's. And in fact, I had to kick him off my property because this has not been the first time he's done this.
That never happened.
That never happened, Your Honor.
Why do you think they would make up these stories, Kenneth?
I don't know why they'd make up any of this.
Really?
I truly don't.
So as far as you're concerned, you haven't bothered her, annoyed her, or anything else? Is that right?
That's right.
I want you to tell me about the bagel incident at school where you and your friends were involved in throwing bagels at her at school.
It was on February 5th of 2003. And it was a pancake breakfast, just kind of like an all-you-can-eat thing after finals at our school in a way to reward us. And it was maybe towards 3/4 of the way at the end of it. And everybody was throwing bagels. And I walked over to talk to my friend Jarrell. And supposedly, I guess Tyler threw a bagel at the group that Sandy was in. And it hit her friend Sarah Hoare. So I walked back to the group and I tell them, you know, you shouldn't have done that, you're going to get me in trouble. And then Sarah Hoare comes up yelling at me saying, oh, why'd you throw blah, blah, blah. Like getting really loud and causing a scene. And I told her stop and my economics teacher came up and he diffused the situation. And that was it.
Let me hear.
Okay, well, everyone was out in the quad minding their own business. My friends and I were minding our own business, and him and all his friends started throwing bagels at us. I got hit like 2 times. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to cause a scene. My friend Sarah did go over there and talk to him and tell him to stop. I got hit. The 3rd time I got hit, I walked over to the teacher, and he started calling me Scarface and calling names at me. I started crying, and the principal, I went to the principal and filed the report. I talked to the cop, and they arrested him overnight, and I don't see why he keeps violating the restraining order. I just want peace with him.
Your Honor, if you look at it, it was in the quad of a high school, and she was in a group of friends, and only her 2 best friends could say they seen me. 2 teachers even said they didn't see me do it.
That does. What do you want to
We
show
have the
me?
police report
I'd like to see
of
the
the
police
incident.
report.
And also, ma'am, this is Tyler Lee, the person that threw the bagel.
Why'd you do that?
Well, there was a lot of people in the quad throwing bagels because nobody was eating them. And I decided to throw one at Sarah Hoare, which is Sandy's friend. And I hit
How
her
close
friend.
was she standing to Sandra?
Maybe a foot. They were pretty close.
Well, that was pretty stupid of you.
Well, I wasn't worried about it.
That
'cause
was
Kenny-
pretty stupid of you. Sit down.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What made you think that his father dealt drugs out of the house?
When I was with him, he told me about it.
What did he tell you?
He told me that his father's a dealer and that he has it in his refrigerator, and even his friends came by to borrow it sometimes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Kenneth Robinson says he was falsely accused of making threats towards his ex-girlfriend, 17-year-old Sandra Brazel. He is suing Sandra and her mother, Becky Brazel, for punitive damages.
What happened with regard to the charges that were against you, sir?
After being arrested, the next day, 24 hours later, I had a detention hearing, and they sent me home on house arrest. And after that, 1 week later, the next Friday, they had a thing to see if they should send it on and keep it going, and they did. And that happened about 2 more times after that, in which they finally dismissed it due to lack of evidence.
Was there a restraining order issued in her favor?
Yes, there was.
Can I see it, please?
Kenny hasn't been served. Again, the restraining order that he had was the temporary when we went to court. I spoke to the Sheriff's Department, and they said until he's actually...
Don't tell me what the Sheriff's Department said to you.
Well, until he physically has it. And we were also told that we would get something in the mail, and we never did.
They served him in court.
All right, so let me tell you this. There is currently a protective order issued on behalf of the defendant and the rest of her family. It is a valid protective order that expires on February 3rd, 2006. I have an affidavit of service that you, Kenneth T. Robinson, was served on the 31st of January, 2003. Hearing was held before a judge on February 3rd, 2003. So I wouldn't hitch my defense to the star that you were not served with this, because if Kenneth goes anywhere near Miss Brazil or her family, he will be incarcerated in all probability until there is a hearing on the order of protection. Do you both understand?
No, we do understand. We do. And Kenny had no contact with her.
Good. Fine. Okay. I cannot find, Kenneth, that anything that was done to you was done maliciously. Unless you have some other witnesses to present to me, I'll be more than happy to hear them.
Your Honor?
Yes.
In the police report, Sandy wrote down that Mr. Brown's seen everything that happened, and he told the police that he's seen nothing. And
Listen to me, sir. Your complaint against the defendant is that she maliciously brought these charges against you. Is that right?
Yes.
For no reason other than to embarrass you.
Yes.
I don't find that that's true.
You
haven't proven your case.
I've not done anything to her, and there's nothing recorded that I did do anything to her.
There are things recorded. There are her complaints, sir. And you failed to appear at your hearing on February 3rd. A default judgment was taken against you. Well, if you were there, then you should have known that there was an order of protection issued for 3 years. Explain that to me.
On the 28th of February, we went down to file the appeal against the restraining order. The appeals office told me there was nothing on file at that time of the restraining order even being in effect. The sheriff that originally came to my home was willing to come here today, but he found out in too short of notice. His pager number is on where Becky Brazil filed false charges on the 11th and had my home searched by the police, stating that my son was a drug dealer and had weapons.
Did you ever say that he was a drug dealer and had weapons?
No, not at all.
Oh. I remember that day when we were talking to the cop, I mentioned that his father dealt with drugs, and he said that he was going to go search the house.
Where did you see the officer?
He came to our house.
Is this after you called him?
Yes.
What did you call him for?
It was about a complaint that happened at school that day.
What happened at school that day?
He just called me Scarface again at school.
This wasn't the bagel incident?
No.
Had you already had a temporary order of protection issued at that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
What made you think that his father dealt drugs out of the house?
So when I was with him, he told me about it.
What did he tell you?
He told me that his father's a dealer and that he has it in his refrigerator, and even his friends came by to borrow it sometimes.
Has your father ever been arrested for drugs?
No.
Has he ever been arrested for drugs?
No.
May I say one thing?
Yes.
Friday when the cop came and she obviously made the complaint, that was on January 10th, and on there it says that the restraining order was filed on the 13th. So she didn't have the restraining order filed then.
Kenneth.
If you'll look at this by Mrs. Brazil that she gave to for the restraining order that states that things that the boys had done, neighborhood boys. My son included, of course.
This is January 8th, that she saw them egging her house in her car. Were you at the house and throwing eggs at the house with your friends?
No, I was not, Your Honor.
I have to believe that these people are totally crazy.
You should, Your Honor.
You have pictures of your house?
Yeah.
I'd like to see it, please.
My house and car. And when we went in for estimates, they also told us that rocks were thrown in addition to eggs.
Well, Kenneth, she didn't do this to her own car.
I didn't do that to her car either, Your Honor.
Ma'am, if I could give you these are letters that Sandy had written to Kenny as far as the stalking, so that you know that he wasn't stalking her.
I'd like to see the letters.
Thank you.
These dated? When
Yeah.
did you get these?
Those two were a little bit after we broke up, maybe on the 8th and 9th Of January.
After you broke up?
Yes.
Show this one to the defendant, would you please? Ask her if she recalls when she wrote it. Yes, Sandra. Take a look at this one. Don't speak to her. Do you know your daughter wrote those letters? The answer is no, is that right?
No.
Do they surprise you? Certainly doesn't sound like somebody that's afraid of him. She says she loves him. She never could envision being with somebody.
When was this? When
I didn't write these near the restraining order. We broke up like 3 different times. This is like when we first started going out. So I don't know.
No, that was a messed up, we're talking about a messed up weekend. So, when did you write them?
I mean, these sound like they were written a year ago.
How do you know that?
Just what I'm reading in here and what I've seen of their crazy relationship.
There was numerous times where we broke up and got back together, and I really did care for him at a point. That's when I was talking about that. And we got back together. You can see, like, in that letter how I colored it, and I actually did care for him. But throughout
This was 2 weeks before you broke up.
That one. But these ones I wrote when we first started going out. Throughout the whole relationship, though, he was really jealous and controlling. If I even saw me talking to a guy, he'd accuse me of doing stuff.
Look, I cannot in good conscience, Kenny, tell you that I can award you any damages because the court found after a hearing that you had in fact engaged in conduct that warranted a restraining order and granted her a restraining order for 3 years. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Now, the fact that you may have an appeal or wish to appeal that doesn't take away from the fact that a judge, after hearing, I assume, all sides in this case, you included, right?
May I add one thing? Your Honor?
No. You included, decided that she was entitled to a restraining order. You understand?
Yeah, sure.
You have a counterclaim, and your counterclaim is for damages to a car, damages to a house, and pain and suffering because she got hit with a bagel, right?
No, not because she got hit with a bagel.
Listen to me. They had 2 children, and they have to stop. She can't reach out and say, okay, I'm sorry, it was a bad thing that happened, and then step back. Because at his stage in life, his testosterone is working double time, and hers is not. So she can't be a tease. Do you understand? That's what happens. It's what happens when you have a fight and you write that kind of a letter. On and off and on and off. You can't do that. It looks like both of you got your car's egg, maybe got your house's egg. You still go to the same school?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's try to be smart here.
May I add one thing, Your Honor?
You want to be stupid or you want to be smart?
I want to be smart, Your Honor.
Good. Kenneth, do you think that you've done everything right?
Yeah, I honestly believe I've done everything right. Everything the police have told me to do.
Before the police, Kenneth.
Yeah, I do, Your Honor.
Really?
Honestly.
Can you call the officer, please?
No. She just acknowledged to me that she told the officer that there could be drugs in the house.
Yeah.
She said to me that that's what he told her. How do I know? Your son says that he hasn't done anything wrong. You believe him.
Well, I know when a police officer's busted in my house and searched it, and I've never had police at my home. I mean, it was very upsetting for my whole family.
Of course it was.
I mean, we're not
How
used to
do I
this.
know whether he told her that or not?
No, I understand, but
Do you understand?
I do, but Mrs. Britt, she never once tried to contact me. Mother to mother, I have a husband at home. She never once picked up a phone and said, hey, Kenny's doing this.
She should have.
That's, yeah, she should have.
She should have.
If he was doing all of this, she should have notified
She should
us.
have. And once you found out there were problems, you could have picked up the phone and called her?
Your Honor.
Shh, just a minute. Once you found out that there were
I
problems...
didn't know there were any problems. Sandy was at my home all the time. All the time. I didn't know
You
there were
knew
problems
at some point that there were problems.
when they broke up.
You got a lot of non-guilt over here.
Now, he's guilty for going back with her.
He's guilty for more than that. She's got her own guilt, I want to tell you that, because, you know, she played with him. And that's unfortunate when a young girl plays, you know, teases, like a cat and mouse. But that's the way they play. They're children. But you're supposed to always do the right thing. And then you can't come into court and sue her because she caused you trouble. Do you understand? And you can't come into court and sue him because he caused you trouble and hit you with a bagel. Do you understand? Leave each other alone. You have friends, you have friends, you have friends. Tell your friends to stay away. You don't make trouble, like an idiot. You don't throw a bagel at somebody who's standing a foot away from her. Right? See your friend?
Yeah.
You want him to get into trouble?
No.
Well, you cause trouble, right?
Yeah.
Well, so you're not supposed to be a jerk. Try to behave yourselves, will you please? Goodbye.
Parties are Montgomery. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Miss Yoakum, you and the defendant had a relationship which is no longer, and it is your claim that Mr. Montgomery owes you for half a trip that you took together to California. And in addition, there is still a remaining balance that he owes you on some bail money that you wired for him, which allowed his get-out-of-jail almost free card. Mr. Montgomery says that the trip to California that you took was a gift, and that while he does acknowledge that you posted bail for him at one point, he says he's paid you the entire $500 back. Is that right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, tell me about this trip to California. When did you take it, and what were the circumstances?
Your Honor, Mr. Montgomery in August had offered to take me on vacation for my birthday, which is September 9th. Offered to pay for it with the check for vacation that he had been anticipated on receiving.
I don't know. Ms. Yoakum, listen to me. There are certain things that ring true.
Right.
Boyfriends say, I want to take you on a vacation. Let's go on a vacation.
Right.
Great. Where do you want to go? I want to go to
California.
California. Boyfriend doesn't say, I'm going to pay for it with a check that I'm going to get from my job when I left and my... That you don't discuss.
At that point in time, I was not able to afford to go.
So let's go back a little bit. It's August, and you discuss going on a vacation.
Yes.
Tell me where you were when you first started to discuss going on the vacation.
We were at my home discussing going on vacation for my birthday. He had told me that he was going to pay for the entire trip from a vacation check from his former employer.
Tell me how he said that to you.
I said, you know, I can't afford to go on this trip right now.
So he didn't say to you, I want to take you on a trip for your birthday.
Yes, he did.
Shh. Miss Yoakum, listen to me carefully. If he said, I want to take you on a trip for your birthday, then you wouldn't have had any discussion with him about, I can't pay for it now. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Don't fudge the truth. The truth may be all that you need. But when I ask you what was said, you're going to tell me exactly what was said. Because if he said to you, I'm taking you away for your birthday, your response would not have been, I can't afford to go now. Because that wouldn't have been a logical response. Logical response would have been, oh, great. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Right.
Okay, now let's go. Let me hear your version.
What happened is she wanted to go away for a weekend. It was Labor Day weekend, and I had a long weekend off at work. Now, since I had a long weekend off at work, she said, let's go get away, and we're trying to decide where to go. I said, well, I don't have any money on me. I didn't have much money. I just started work at a job closer to her home. And I did get a check right before I went. I said, well, I have a check before I go. All I'll have is spending money. She said, don't worry about it. I'll purchase the tickets. I'll get the hotel wherever we're going to stay and take what money you have and use that for spending money, which I did.
And you went away Labor Day weekend?
Yes.
Yes, I have the receipts for the amounts charged on my credit card.
Let me see. What's Tiffany & Company?
Jewelry store.
I know what it is. What'd you buy there?
I bought a necklace.
For who?
Me.
Well, why is that here?
I just highlighted everything because he had told me he was taking me and he would pay for everything.
No, dear. You don't get it. The only thing I don't see here really is restaurants. Only paid one restaurant.
We took a large sum of money. I withdrew over $500. He had the $400 from his check, and then an additional $200 that I withdrew from my ATM.
Okay, just a minute. So he had $400 that he took with him?
Yes.
That he spent?
And I also had money that I took. I didn't feel that he should pay for, you know, if I wanted any, like, souvenirs.
Necklaces. Shh. Okay. Mr. Montgomery, when you came back from this vacation, were you working, sir?
Yes.
What kind of job were you working at?
I was at a car dealership.
So why didn't you start paying her for at least part of this trip, your airline tickets and
I
the
sure
rental
did.
car?
Every paycheck I got, I gave her $300 here, $400 there. I gave her plenty of money.
Were you living together?
Yes, we were.
How long did you live together?
5 months. Oh,
Is that right?
5 months.
August 5th. I do have a record of every
Just
time.
tell me how long you lived together.
August 5th.
To when?
Or, I'm sorry, about August 5th to December 5th.
Okay. And he would give you money every month? Or every week from his paycheck?
He gave me a little bit here and there. I have wrote down every amount that he's ever given me.
Let me see it. Bert.
And I gave it to him when...
Let me see it. But I missed something. I missed something.
Oh, yes.
What did I miss? What did he say? A couple of months, 3, but like that? What did he do? No, I really want to know.
Okay.
It was 5, but I only have, I forgot, I only got 4 fingers on his hand.
His right hand.
So.
And then he switched up, and it was...
I know I missed something.
It was a moment.
All right, let's get to the bail. Oh. Why were you arrested, sir?
From a previous relationship, a crazy ex-girlfriend. Going through some problems. It had nothing pertaining to do with us.
So you were arrested on an assault charge or domestic violence?
It was a home invasion charge.
I have that right here. If you'd like.
When we got back from
Can I take a
California,
look at it?
she went and bought a wedding dress. She wanted to get married that soon. She went and purchased a wedding dress.
Mr. Montgomery, I'm talking about your arrest. You're talking to me about wedding veils. Did these two things have anything to do with each other?
No.
Good. And if you thought that you were going to get me off track just because of my age, you are not going to be successful, sir. What was the date that you posted this bond?
The date of the bond was, it was 3 days before Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving, like a week
November,
before,
sir,
maybe.
and you separated...
It was in November, yes.
November. You separated shortly thereafter in December.
Yes, I was at work, and she came to my work at 8 o'clock at night in the freezing cold.
Whatever.
With all my belongings.
With her
said,
wedding
"Here,
dress.
Go out.
Okay. How much did he pay you back?
He paid me $220.
Okay. So far, I am satisfied that he owes you $280 for the bond. I'm not so sure about the trip.
He actually asked...
I would like you to tell me why it was that after 5 months living together, you chose to evict him in the fashion that you did.
We had a lot of arguments, and frankly, he scared me. His ex-girlfriend had brought him in on domestic violence charges.
And you thought this was the safest way of dealing with it?
I thought it was the safest way. I had my friend with me. I wasn't
So
sure
you were
what he
afraid
would
of
do.
him?
I was afraid. He made 2 death threats to me.
You were afraid of him?
Yes.
Well, then my question is, and I know that this will sound a little naive to you, if you were afraid of him, why did you subsequently decide to have any contact with him?
He told me he would pay me back before Christmas so that I would have money.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If you're really afraid of somebody and you fear for your life, why would you sue somebody for a couple of bucks if you got them out of your life and they were gone? So that you would have contact with them again, even if it's only briefly.
Your Honor, because I have PPO papers prepared and ready to go as soon as I get home.
What's PPO?
Personal protection order.
Why would you bother with that, though? My question is, why would you bother?
Because I've been in contact with his ex-girlfriend. I know what he's like. I know
Just a minute. What contact have you had with him since he left in December?
I haven't spoken to him.
So he hasn't... Shh. You haven't spoken to him? He hasn't called you?
He kept calling me until the 20th of December.
So several months went by and it's no contact. So why do you have an application ready for a protective order?
Because I'm being called as a witness in his felony trial.
Being called in his felony trial by his ex-girlfriend as a witness?
Yes.
So you got together with the ex-girlfriend?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
I did try to contact her, and she refused to sign.
Just a minute. What do you want?
She was harassing me.
I didn't. I'm not looking at you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cindy Yoakum says ex-boyfriend Andrew Montgomery owes for bail money and for a trip to California. Andrew says it was her idea to take the trip.
It sounds to me as if you want nothing more to do with him and wanted to sever all ties and just get on with your life, you certainly complicated it, and that was your own doing.
Yes, I realize that.
Good. So it was very foolish. He owes you $280 for the bail. The trip, hope you enjoyed it. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's got a history of using women. I thought she might help me out.
She went and bought a wedding dress. Right after we got back from California, wanted to get married. I wasn't ready to get married, and I didn't want to get married to her.
Let me see, he's asked me to marry him, he's asked his ex-girlfriend to marry him, and the one before that. He basically takes whoever's got the most money and uses them for whatever he can get.
She contacted me after she booted me out, after she kicked me out, left me in the cold. She called me, had me come up and visit her 3 different times.
He's got home invasion charges. Why am I the person that is the bad person in this case?
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of DeCuckoo versus Carr. Step forward, please.
19-year-old spa attendant Teresa DeCuckoo is suing her ex-roommate, 20-year-old spa attendant Carol Carr, for breaking a lease. Carol says she gave proper notice.
According to your complaint, Mr. Cuckoo, you and the defendant leased an apartment together. You've been friends for a long time. You thought it would work out. After a couple of months, the defendant moved out.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you want her to be responsible for her half of the rent for the remainder of the lease so that it doesn't destroy your credit.
That's correct.
Defendant says she thought she was being more than fair. She had to move out. And she says you should get another roommate. When did you sign this lease?
July 14th, 2002.
What was the rent?
The rent was $925. $512.50 was her responsibility.
Are you still there?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No,
What
I'm not.
happened?
I moved back in with my mother.
When?
At the end of October.
Did they re-rent the apartment?
I am not sure, Your Honor.
Well, have you gotten any notifications from the landlord with regard to rent that the landlord
Yes,
claims
I
you
do.
owe? Let me see.
This is my 30-day notice to vacate the apartment.
I'm talking about after you left.
After I left?
Because according to the defendant paid the rent, gave you a check for rent for September. She moved out September 1st, but she gave you her share of September's rent. Is that correct?
Yes, that
And you
is.
don't dispute that, is that right?
No, I don't.
Okay. And you moved out the end of October. So
Yes.
we have October's rent,
Right.
right? Which, based upon what you tell me, is $512.50 would be her share of October's rent up until the time you moved out, and you're suing her for $2,800.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're going to have to explain that to me.
Yes. Right. These are the payments I made, and because it's for the lease break and everything. That's right when I moved out. That was the payment agreement from the landlord.
The fees that she was charged to break the lease were $1,836, Ms. Carr.
Yes.
Half of $1,836 is $918. I want you to explain to me why you should not be responsible for $918.
Okay, I gave my 30 days notice like required in the lease contract.
Your
If I
Honor,
needed
that
to
isn't
move
true.
out.
I don't want to hear you unless I come back and look at you. Do you understand?
Yes.
So
No. Pay careful attention to me. Mm-hmm. You show me your lease, which says that if you give them 30 days notice, you're allowed to break your lease with no consequence by giving them 30 days notice.
I have where it says the 30 days notice section right here.
What does it say? Read it.
Full term unless owner consents in writing, residence agrees not to move out of the apartment prior to the end of the lease term or renewal of the extension period without the rentals of the entire lease term or renewal or extension period being
Ms. Carr,
paid in
you know
full.
what that means? It means that if the owner agrees, did the owner agree that you move out?
I gave them my written notice. They didn't argue with me.
Ms. Carr, you don't get it. A lease means that if you pay your rent and are a good tenant, the landlord can't throw you out for 12 months. And it means that you are responsible for the rent for 12 months. Just if you decide in the middle of the lease that you don't want to live there anymore, you just can't give them 30 days notice and move out.
Well, I had a bad car accident at the beginning of the month, and that's why.
That's not her problem. That's your problem.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You have to be a grown-up. Your first responsibility was you signed a lease with somebody else. Somebody else that could not afford the apartment by themselves. So if it's a toss-up between you putting money towards a new car and moving back with your parents so that you can pay for the car and living up to your pre-existing responsibility. You have to live up to your pre-existing responsibility. That's a grown-up. You do, however, have to accept your part of the responsibility, which is you had a roommate. It didn't work out. She moved out for whatever reason. You couldn't live there by yourself. It's a very good lesson. You don't take an apartment with a roommate for more rent than you can pay by yourself. The whole thing. Because otherwise you have to move out and you have these fees. She's not going to pay the whole fee, only half. Do you understand?
I actually have other expenses that has incurred while she was there.
Like what?
I have a copy of a couple of utility bills that she refused to pay for.
Can I say a comment about that? Actually, I paid half of the cable and the power. She never gave me a copy of the phone bill, claimed I could get it at sprint.com, but without any account number, I can't access it.
Is this a phone bill?
It's a phone bill and a power bill, Your Honor.
Is this 10346?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, is that for September?
That's for 3 months total.
Up through September 25th?
Yes.
Sprint bill, power bill was $38.75, and that was date due next meter reading October 16th, so that was through September. No. She's not responsible for the power bill. $969. Ladies, it's too bad your friendship is over.
Your Honor, I have one more thing.
Which is?
I did try to contact her,
Which
and
is
she
what?
refused to sign. She refused.
Well, she was
contact.
harassed.
Just a minute. What do you want?
She was harassing me.
I didn't. I'm not looking at you. So?
She had refused a letter I sent to her house.
So what?
Saying her statements.
So what? What does that have to do with what I'm talking about now?
Nothing.
Good.
But, excuse me, I also have one more thing.
What?
My moving costs that I had to vacate the apartment with.
That's your problem. Your moving costs are your problem. Sometimes when you take a roommate and things don't work out, you have to move. You think that she's going to pay your moving expenses?
At least half.
Get a roommate. I said you don't have to. You shouldn't be forced to get a roommate if you don't want to, but because you chose not to get another roommate or try to get another roommate and chose to move out, you incurred certain expenses. She's responsible for half of your break lease expenses because she did in fact break the lease. So did you. $969 is what she owes you. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. In the matter of Sands versus Azarovich. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Mr. Sands, the defendant is the girlfriend of your former landlord.
Correct.
And it is your claim that during an argument that took place really between your landlord and you, that the defendant assaulted you, caused you substantial injury, caused you to be seen by a doctor, caused you substantial pain and suffering, and you want to be compensated for that.
Correct.
Ms. Esarovich, is your boyfriend here today?
Yes.
Is that this gentleman right here?
Yes.
Okay. You had been a tenant of his for some time. There had been some problems. You wanted the place painted because you said there was paint chipping. He wasn't responsive to your request. You called the housing department. He was forced to paint. You say in retaliation to that, they moved to have you evicted. You ultimately won a settlement from them. So far, is that generally what happened?
Yes.
Now, the garage space had become an issue. Is that right, Mr. Sands?
Yes.
This is when this altercation took place. Now, Mr. Sands, why don't you tell me the date that this incident took place?
It was on September 7th of 2001.
And tell me what happened.
Miss Esarovich and Mr. Evanson approached the gate of the yard leading into my house. I was outside and I asked them if there was something I could do to help them, and they didn't answer, but they proceeded to go into the garage, which was part of the property that I had been renting for in excess of 4 years.
Well, do you have a lease?
I do.
And does the lease include the garage?
It wasn't specified.
If it's not specified, it doesn't include the garage.
However, I had been in full use of the garage for the entire term of my tenancy without sharing it with any other tenants.
Listen, if you have a lease that says that you are renting a house and there is another property on that land, some other edifice, and if it's not specified that you have use of that, that your rent also includes that, you're not entitled to it. In any event, they came on the property that you were renting in order to deal with this garage issue. Let's proceed from there.
Okay, well, they proceeded to walk into the garage. I didn't know what they were doing because they hadn't responded to me when they came into the yard. So I followed them into the garage and I asked them what they were doing. And they told me that they were looking at their garage. And I said that you need to have given me 24 hours of written notice to, you know, examine the property.
It's not your property. Garage is not your property. They didn't go into your house, did they?
Well, they went into something that I viewed as being included in the
That's your
property.
view. That's your view. That's not their view. That's not my view. They don't have to give you written notice of going and looking at their property. What if there was a guest house on your property? A guest house on the property?
According to the officials that I spoke to
I'm
at
telling
the
you,
rent
I don't
control-
believe that.
Okay.
So let's move on.
Sure.
They went to look at their property.
Okay. And I told them that I would have to call the police, which I then did. I went back into the house, and at that point I asked Emily, who's a friend of mine who had showed up to go to this yoga class with me, to bring me out my regular phone. At that point, I dialed 911 on the regular phone. The police came eventually onto the phone. At that point, the landlord and this woman came out of the garage. She saw Emily standing near the house and started screaming at her.
What was she saying?
She said, "Who is this woman? She is not allowed to be on the property. She is not on your lease. Where are your wife and children? And you are a liar," and et cetera, et cetera. At that point, I walked up and stood between the two of them and said, "She is allowed to be on the property. She's my guest, and you can't come and scream at a guest of mine.
Absolutely right.
You need to leave. This is inappropriate." At that point, I felt my arms pulled behind me like this. And I realized that it was the landlord, Mr. Evanson, who had grabbed me from behind. He then pulled my shirt up around my neck and through my mouth and started strangling me. At that point, I became relatively concerned and I started screaming for help. I continued to scream for help until I couldn't speak anymore. He choked me so forcefully.
Could we move this on a little faster, please?
Sure.
Good.
After that, Mila walked up, and I assumed that she was going to tell him to let me go. But she didn't. She stood at a 45-degree angle to me, and she kicked my right knee in.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what this suit is based on.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell me your version of the events, and please try to do it a little faster.
Okay, this is on the date of September 7 at 6 o'clock approximately. Okay, well, before
you get there.
Okay.
You go into the garage.
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, Mr. Sands, he closed the door behind us and turned the lights off and left us in the dark.
Go ahead.
His dog was viciously barking at us.
Where was the dog?
The dog was by his side.
Was the dog on a leash?
No.
Go ahead.
Then he approached me and started threatening me.
What did he say?
Well, he approached me as close like that, you know, to my face, and started threatening me and screaming.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I never kneed him in the groin.
Just a minute. What do you mean you may have injured him?
I was trying to escape by elbowing him.
You're on the road.
That's a crocker who shot John.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charles Sands says his former landlord's girlfriend, Mila Azarovich, assaulted him by kicking him in the knee. Mila says Charles kicked her fiancé in the groin.
Go ahead.
Then Lars was concerned about my safety. He circled his arms around Charles Sands.
From the back?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And he's very experienced in this kind of situation, how to handle it in non-violent manner.
He circled him. He immobilized him.
Right.
Go ahead.
At that moment, Charles Sands kicked him in the groin area very hard. The next moment, Charles Sands took a bat in his hand and hit Lars in his face, then in his ribs, and Lars fell on the concrete floor. Rick Sanchez came out. He tried to pull them.
Who was Mr. Sanchez? Is he a neighbor?
Yes.
Would you step up, sir?
Sure.
You're Mr. Sanchez?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
How long have you been a tenant?
10 years.
Did you witness any of this altercation?
I did.
Would you tell me what you saw, sir?
On that evening, approximately the same time that both of them mentioned, I had been traveling. I came home, I was laying on my couch, and I heard some screams for help, 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 help.
Male voice, female voice?
It was a male voice. It was a male voice. And knowing that Chuck lives in the back, I didn't know if a vehicle had fallen on him or whatever the case was. And I went to the back bedroom, looked out the window. And when I looked out the window, I saw Mr. Evanson had Mr. Sands around the neck from behind with his shirt around his neck and was holding him, not allowing him to move. I decided to go outside. I went out and I told Mr. Evanson, you don't want to do this, let go of Chuck, let's stop this, at which time he did. Mila was out there also at the time, and of course there was some screaming and yelling and what have you. And he let go of Chuck, and I think I mentioned to Chuck's girlfriend to call the police. I don't know if she already had or not, but I said, call the police. And I went back in the house, and when I went back in the house, I heard some more commotion, so I came back out. Mr. Evanson and Mr. Sands were at separate ends of the yard, and at which time I said, this needs to stop. And I think Mila at that point had forced Lars out the back gate, and they exited the property.
Did you see either of these two gentlemen injured in any way?
No, I did not.
Didn't see him injured?
I didn't see him injured.
And you didn't see him injured?
I did not.
Did you hear either one of them complain about being injured?
No, I did not.
Didn't limp? You didn't see him limp?
I didn't notice.
He didn't say anything to you. I'm injured,
He
call
did
an
not say-
ambulance.
he did not say anything to me.
Call an ambulance, I need medical attention.
No.
Nothing?
No.
Oh. What kind of property is this, Mr. Sanchez?
It's a rental property that has a rental above. I live on the bottom floor, and then in the back there is another residence there, which is where Mr. Sands lives.
And what about this garage? Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, it's a removed area. You have the back part of the house, and then probably 5 to 8 feet there's a garage there.
Who uses that garage?
I really never knew. I don't know.
You don't use it?
I do not use it, no.
Do you have a lease?
I do.
Does your lease provide for use of any garage space?
No, it does not.
Did you ever have occasion to call the Board of Health or anyone else with regard to the property and its being in unsafe condition?
I never made a call like that, no.
Thank you. Have a seat. Okay, so you got kicked in the knee, Mr. Sands. Let's hear the rest.
So she kicked me in the knee.
That's what you told me. And this was on the 7th of September?
Yes.
Can I see the medical reports, please? By the way, tell me about the settlement that you won when you sued them. How many times have you sued them?
No, I didn't actually sue them. What happened was I had complained about lead-based paint that was flaking off of the house and had been doing that for basically the entire term of my tenancy. I have 2 small children, and I was very concerned about this. I told them that I was going to have to complain to the city. They said, do whatever you want, and I did that. The city came out, issued them an order to comply, and within a week they filed to evict me.
Repainted. Oh, they filed to evict you?
Right. The only grounds that they could use if I hadn't done anything wrong, they said that they were going to move into my house.
Okay.
So within a week of them receiving this order to comply, they had filed to evict me.
Go ahead.
We were involved in this eviction process wherein they tried to say that my children didn't live with me, et cetera, et cetera.
Do they live with you?
Yes, they do. They were attempting to do that so that they wouldn't have to pay me the full relocation fee, which is required by the Rent Control Board. After several court appearances, they settled for a relocation sum that was considerably larger than they would have had to pay in the first place.
Which is what?
$5,000 is the amount that a family is entitled to for relocation.
Is that what you got?
No, actually I got in the neighborhood of $8,000.
That sounds pretty good.
Well, considering
Let me
that
ask you this question. Diagnostic impression here is that you have, other than one knee contusion, and you went to the doctor, I see, a day later, not that day. So you weren't feeling too badly that day. You went a day later. You have mild something right, something strain, right shoulder abrasion, mild soft tissue trauma to the neck. Okay? So you take a little aspirin. Since none of the last 3 of these injuries is attributed to the defendant, but attributed to the landlord, I'm curious as to why you chose to sue her instead of him.
Well, as I was being assaulted, let me continue.
No. Just answer my question. You answer my question.
Okay, there's 2 reasons. First of all, I don't believe that Mr. Evanson is fully responsible for his actions. He has had some brain injury in the past, and I think he may be being manipulated by this woman. Secondly, as I was trying to escape, in my struggle, I may have injured him. However, I never kneed him in the groin.
Just a minute. What do you mean you may have injured him? How may you have injured him, sir?
As he was choking me from behind. He's considerably taller than I am.
I see that.
I was trying to escape by elbowing him. So I may have injured him.
So it's a fair statement, so that the reason you didn't sue him and chose to sue her, you felt that he may have a defense of self-defense, and she had none.
No, not precisely.
Yeah. Would you step up, please? Tell me your name.
My name is Emily Gray.
Where do you live, Miss Gray?
I live in Newport Beach.
Okay. Tell me what your relationship is with Mr. Sands.
I'm a good friend of Mr. Sands.
Do you know his wife?
Yes, I do.
What's her name?
Anne.
Where does Anne live?
She lives in San Pedro as well. I don't know the exact location.
But she doesn't live with Mr. Sands?
Not presently.
That is correct. She does not live with Mr. Sands.
She does not live with him now.
And she was not living with him in September of 2001?
She might have just moved out.
Right. Now, how old are Mr. Sands' 2 children?
His son is about 14 and his daughter is about 7.
And who do those children live with?
They live with him.
They live with him. And they were living with him in September of 2001 after his wife moved out?
Yes.
Does he have permanent custody of those children?
I don't know exactly the details. They spend weekends with their mothers. Otherwise, they're mainly at his house.
Where do they go to school from?
What do you mean from?
Where do they go to school from? From your house?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Right.
Okay. Do you have joint custody of the children?
My son and my daughter are from 2 different marriages.
Do you have joint custody of your children, sir?
I have primary custody of my son, and there is no actual paperwork because we're only separated. My daughter's mom and I are only separated.
They still get along, and you and your ex-wife still get along.
My
so.
daughter's mom and I get along pretty well. And
I'm not interested in that, whether you still get along pretty well or not. I'm just interested in why somebody gave you $8,000 to move.
Because it was established that the kids live with me.
You're on the rules.
Now, was he treated for any injuries that he sustained that day?
Yes.
You have the medical report on that?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
He saw that his tooth was knocked out. So I just...
All right, and his diagnosis is groin contusion, facial contusion, and prescription is ice and Motrin in the evening for pain. So you were right, Mr. Sands. You did injure him. Did he sue you?
No.
Why do you think that is, sir?
Because any injuries that he sustained were due to self-defense on my part. He attacked me from behind. And he...
You think you both behaved badly that day?
No, I don't. I don't believe I behaved badly. I tried to escape.
You tried to escape, sir.
Yeah.
You had already gotten outside of the garage. You went inside to get a telephone. You went inside. Pay careful attention to me, sir.
Okay.
You went inside to get a telephone before anything happened to call 911. And you said you walked outside. Now, if you wanted to diffuse a situation before anything happened, you stay inside, you call 911.
Actually, I was concerned that they might do something strange in my garage. We were at that point embroiled in a bitter eviction matter. I didn't know what they were capable of.
Well, Mr. Sands, I know this, sir. I know.
So I was keeping an eye on
them. They paid you $8,000 in order to get you and your children, who were there sometimes and not there other times, to move. And I know that this gentleman who you described as someone who may not be functioning optimally because of some injury was more injured than you were that day. That I know for sure from reading the medical records. And you said that the reason you didn't sue him is because you felt sorry, because you didn't think that perhaps he understood everything that was going on. And I think that that's a crocker who shot John. I think that the reason you didn't sue him is because his injuries were more severe than yours. And if he got kicked in the shins by his girlfriend, so be it. You got $8,000 from them. You're not getting another.
378 on the calendar in the matter of McPhillips versus Dunkel. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Ms. McPhillips, the defendant used to be your boyfriend.
Yes.
According to your complaint, he was arrested on a charge of assaulting another girlfriend.
Over there.
And you bailed him out.
Yes.
He says that you may have physically gone down to pay the bail, but it was not paid with your money, it was his aunt's money.
That's right.
Okay. When he was arrested, were you still dating?
Yes.
What date was he arrested?
May 25th.
And how did you find out that he was arrested?
His sister and her boyfriend called me at work and told me that they came to his house and arrested him.
And what did you do?
I left work and we went to his aunt's house, who then gave his sister money for his lawyer.
Oh, no.
And then her boyfriend gave another $200
Just a
for
sec.
his lawyer.
You went to an aunt's house?
Yes.
And at the aunt's house, you all picked up some money?
Yes.
How much money?
His aunt and her fiance gave $300, and Chris Maxey gave $200.
Chris is the boyfriend?
Of Dina, yes.
So that was $500 altogether?
Yes, for his lawyer.
But then he's still in jail, so what happened with his bail?
The next day, we went to a court hearing, and they said that his bail was $1,000.
And what did you do then?
Me and Dina and Chris all then went to my bank and took the money out of the bank. And then
Out of your bank?
Yes.
And you have proof of that?
I don't have my bank records because it was back in May, and I had $1,003.24 in the bank. And I took out the money, and so the account was closed. And I didn't think I needed proof because I assumed he would give it back like he said he would.
Miss McPhillips, that sounds like the most ridiculous answer. If you know you're suing somebody, and you know there's an issue, and you have bank statements that you receive each month, then that's the one piece of evidence that it would seem to me that you would bring.
It was back in May.
So what? We're not talking about 20 years ago. We're talking about 6 months ago.
And I didn't file the claim till November because that was when his court date was, and I didn't think that I needed the statement in May or I would have gotten one.
You get a statement from a bank every month.
Yes, but I don't keep them. And so I don't have the one from May. But I have the piece of paper saying that I am the one who gave the people the money that bailed him out. Why would I be suing him for money that wasn't mine?
We're going to find out in a minute. Go ahead, Mr. Dunkel.
Yeah, like she said, I was arrested. My sister and her boyfriend, Chris, were at my house when the police picked me up. I called my aunt that night from jail and told her they'll set my bail the next morning. She said, I asked her, if she could bail me out, and she said, sure, that's no problem.
That is a lie.
Well,
where's your aunt?
Where's
your aunt?
She's at home. She runs a home daycare. She wasn't able to be here. I have a statement here written from her.
I don't take statements written from witnesses.
Okay.
Where is your aunt's bank statement that shows me that she withdrew $1,000 from a bank?
She had it in cash. The next day, my bail was set for $1,000. My sister, Chris, and Brandy went to my aunt's house. My aunt gave them the money, $1,000 to bail me out of jail. They went to the police station. Brandy, Dina, and Chris went to the police station. I don't know why Brandy was entrusted with the money to bail me out, probably because she was my girlfriend at the time. But she gave them the money, they gave them the bond receipt. So the bond receipt's in her name, so I think she's entitled to.
Okay, but if his aunt gave the money, then why wouldn't they have given it to Dina? She is his sister. Wouldn't his aunt trust Dina with the money?
Madam,
more than
you're
me?
not standing there in a very good place, because all you had to do to be successful today was to bring me a bank statement. That's all you had to do.
I didn't keep it. I didn't think I'd need it. I thought that he would pay me back like he told me he was going to.
But then you knew he was not going to pay you back, and you knew you were coming to court.
But I already didn't have
Listen
a statement.
to me. What do you mean you already didn't have a statement? You called the bank and you said, I need
The account
May's
was
statement.
closed, so they wouldn't give me a statement.
That's not true.
I did call the bank, and
What?
they wouldn't give me a statement since the account had been closed for 6 months.
Do you know that I don't believe that?
That's the truth.
All right, I'm going to hear your witnesses, because so far a lot of what you told me, sir, is hearsay. Who was present when the aunt turned over this $1,000? Step up. Tell me your name.
Dina Van Gunsman.
So, what happened?
Basically, we showed up at my aunt's house after we went to his court hearing, and my aunt handed Brandy the money and said...
That is a lie.
Shh.
And we got back in Chris's car. We went down there. Brandy ran out and paid for his bond.
What time was the bail hearing on the 26th?
At 9 o'clock.
Shh. And what time was he bailed out?
5 o'clock, around 5.
So you knew the exact date of the withdrawal. It had to be on the 26th of May.
It was around 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I had to wait for my friend who was living with me at the time to bring down my driver's license because they wouldn't let me withdraw the money out of the bank without my driver's license, even though my signature matched.
All right. I want you to do this. I want you to get the telephone number of the bank, get on the phone with the bank manager. You tell the bank manager that you are in court now. You would like them to research their record and just be able to tell the court, that's me, whether on the 26th of May of the year 2000 there was a $1,000 withdrawal from your savings account. Now, the two of you would agree that if there was $1,000 withdrawn from her savings account on the 26th, that would pretty much establish that you're lying, right?
Right.
So there's no issue with regard to that, right?
Unless it was pay your bills. I don't know. I got my aunt's phone number right here. You can call her and
Why
just
would
talk
I
to her.
want to believe your aunt over the telephone?
You know,
If
she
your
gave me
prime
the money.
witness is supposed to be here, sir,
Well,
you
she
would
went to
agree,
daycare, she
sir, since you weren't there, that if the bank manager, who I'm sure will be cooperative with me,
Okay. he
because
can cooperate with
they're always cooperative with me, and he certainly is disinterested,
you. Okay.
will tell me that she withdrew $1,000 from her account on the 26th, that would mean that you and all your relatives and all your friends are lying, right? And
Not necessarily.
Oh, yes.
Well,
of
why
course.
would they give you the
Of
bank
course.
statement and they wouldn't give their own, their own customer the bank statement?
Why? Because it's much harder to say no to me. Miss McPhillips, did you get the number?
Yes, I did.
May I have it, please? You sure you want to continue with this?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. All right.
You have a seat.
Yes, can I have extension 426, please? Thank you. Yes, this is Judge Judy Sheindlin. I'm calling because I'm in the midst of trying a case involving one of your clients, Miss McPhillips, Brandy McPhillips. And the main issue in the case revolves around a withdrawal made from her savings account on the 26th of May. Can you tell me if there was a withdrawal? There was. And that was the total amount of the withdrawal. Wonderful. Thank you very much. I appreciate your trouble. Bye-bye. I just love it when everybody's lying a little bit. Miss McPhillips, you did, in fact, make a withdrawal on that day.
$850.
Well, that's not what you told me initially. Miss McPhillips, just listen to me.
I tried to tell you that I had $150 cash,
No,
but you
Miss
didn't let me
McPhillips,
finish.
listen to me carefully. You didn't try to tell me anything. What you told me was you had $1,003 in your savings account. You withdrew $1,000, leaving you $3 left. That's what you told me. You didn't try to tell me anything else. However, you did withdraw on the 26th $850. And I'm looking at the bail receipt. The bail receipt, they're so smart. They list the denominations of the bills. 800s, 150. Then there is 110 and 720s. So we got to get it straight. You withdrew the $850. Now, where did you get the extra cash from?
I work at a bar on the weekends.
and that was my tip money from the week before.
So how do you have tip money when you...
Don't speak to her! Liar, liar, pants on fire. Don't speak to her. You step up here.
Good.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a debt consolidation
You're what?
counselor. A debt counselor.
You're supposed to be honest when you're a debt counselor.
I am honest.
Not today, you weren't.
Yes, I am.
Oh, no, you weren't.
Yes, I am.
You were lying.
No, ma'am.
Oh, yes, you are. Because, you see, based upon the fib that you told me, you and Mr. Wonderful over here,
Thank
you all went to the aunt's house, all of you, and you took Auntie's money and you went and paid the bail with Auntie's money and you just handed the money to her. It seems unreasonable and unfathomable why, with her boyfriend in jail, she would go and withdraw practically all the money she had in the bank and then go out on a spending spree or decide to pay her bills from her savings account.
What, she can't take money out of her savings account to pay her bills?
Are you asking me a question?
Well,
Are you asking me a question?
no, I guess I'm not.
You sure aren't. Who do you work for?
Greater Nebraska Tree Service?
So you deal with trees?
Yes, I do.
Well, you don't always have to be honest with trees, but you should be honest if you're in debt
I'm honest here
consolidation.
today.
I am honest.
Let me tell you something. Not only I am aware of the fact that you are dishonest because you perjured yourself, but there'll be 10 million people who will agree with me. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She lied. They were made fools of. They lied.
Never trust a woman.
Obviously, some people aren't worth trusting.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Flamini versus Warner. Step forward, please.
18-year-old telemarketer Makil Flamini is suing former landlord, 54-year-old homemaker Carol Warner for return of rent. Makil says Carol's compulsive behavior caused her to move.
Miss Flamini, you rented a room in the defendant's home. According to your complaint, you lived there for one day. Things were so intolerable, you moved out, and you want your rent back.
Correct.
It's Miss Warner's contention that you had no basis to leave, and she's not returning any of your money. So I have a few basic questions.
Okay.
How did you find the room to rent?
I met Carol through a friend of mine from school, and he introduced me to her, and I went over to her house. And when I first came into the house, I was like, I can't live here. But then I met her, and I really like Carol. I still really do.
All right. You met her through a friend.
Right.
You went to her house. According to you, the house was a mess.
Right. I have a picture.
The rent was $489 a month, according to your complaint.
Yes.
Plus doing some cleanup for her.
Right.
Okay. You have some photographs?
I have, a photograph of, you can see in the background what it kind of was like.
I can see everything. Okay. Very good. So you got to the house, and?
And later that night, it was Halloween, it was October 31st, we agreed on the phone that I would come back that night and we would start cleaning up the house. So I got back there and I tried to clean up. Like, I would pick up paper towel off the ground and throw it away, and she'd be like, no, you can't throw that away. I use that to clean the floor. And she'd make me wash my hands every time I touched a dirty dish. There was a piece of paper with the number 3 on it and like scribbles, and I crumpled it up to throw away, and she's like, you can't throw that away, that goes on this pile. And it was just, she wouldn't let me clean, and that was, our verbal agreement was I would live with her and help her clean up her house if she let me stay there.
Okay. Did you move in on the 31st of October?
I never moved anything in. I just stayed there to clean.
That night?
I stayed that night, yes.
Okay. And did you leave November 1st?
Yes.
Now, Miss Warner. Miss Warner.
I'm listening. I'm just surprised at her statement.
Okay. Had you previously, immediately previous to the plaintiff moving in with you, had you had a roommate?
I don't think so.
What do you mean you don't think so?
No, I did not.
The answer is you did not have a roommate.
Correct.
When was the last time you had a roommate?
Oh, maybe 6 months before then.
And she lived there for one day?
I think it was actually 2 days. Because the day that she came...
The day that she came was October 31st, which was the day she gave you the check.
No, she came the day before, Your Honor, with her friend, to look at the place and see if it was okay for her to live in.
But then she came and she slept there on October 31st.
Correct.
Correct?
Yes.
And she left November 1st.
I'm not sure of that either.
Well, if you're not sure, she said she was there one day, so I have to assume she's correct. So my question to you, Ms. Warner, is if it didn't work out, and you certainly didn't turn away any other boarders, why don't you give her back her $489?
Because I did turn away other people, Your Honor.
When did you turn people away?
Actually on the 30th, when she said, okay, I'm going to go to the bank with my friend, and she opened an account in order to use a West Hollywood address and to establish residence, as she herself said.
So what? I don't know what
Okay,
you're
I'm just
talking
giving
about,
you
Miss
an
Warner.
answer.
All right, now we're talking a couple of months later. Do you have a roommate?
No, I do not.
Right. You have to give her back her money.
Why is that?
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I don't want to go into all the reasons she says your house was a mess. Evidently, this was a young lady who wanted very badly to rent a room in your house because, according to both of you, she ran out and she said, no, I want to give you the check today because I really want this room.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So there had to be a very good reason why, after one day of living with you, she said, this is not going to work.
Why don't you ask her what the reason is?
If you want me to, Miss Warner.
I'll ask her.
No, you don't have to ask her. I'll ask her. I ask the questions.
Okay, sorry.
I was trying to save you embarrassment.
I'm not embarrassed in the slightest, but she saw
So,
the
go
home
ahead.
before she moved in.
Go ahead.
Well, she wouldn't let me clean. I couldn't even, the bed that she had the room for me, I couldn't take her papers off the bed. I had to actually sleep on the side of the bed. I woke up to Carol staring at me. She was sitting in a chair staring at me. And I was uneasy, and I was like, I cannot live here. I just could not live in that situation.
Why was it such a mess?
It's not such a mess. It's totally, she's just supposed to help me with my dishes.
Were there papers all over the bed that you were sleeping on?
No.
Did you go into her room and were you sitting in her room at some point?
No, that's a total lie. She just, all she did was change her mind about wanting to live there, and then the lie
Why
happened.
do you think, Miss Warner, she changed her mind within a 24-hour period?
Probably because she found a place that she could rent at a pretty good price, and she wanted her own place.
Miss Warner, you are mistaken. I find that you have suffered absolutely no financial damage as a result of her not living there. You didn't turn away other prospective boarders. I don't believe that you turned away other prospective boarders because it's months later and you still don't have a boarder in your house. You look like two very nice young ladies, but you can't keep the $489, madam. It's outrageous.
If she had rented somewhere else, like actually rented a home, that landlord wouldn't give her money back just because she changed her mind the same day.
Madam,
or the day later.
I believe her when she says that living in your home, that you are a clutter collector.
It's not true.
I believe that you are a clutter collector and that circumstances in your home for that brief period that she lived there made her believe that her life in your home was going to be untenable.
She decided she wanted to live on her own, and she saw the place before she moved in. She decided to live there.
She didn't live with you for 24 hours. Judgment for the plaintiff and the amount of...
Calendar in the matter of Wallentyne versus Tomaselli. Advisor, Ms. Warner and Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Wallentyne, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you at a party, causing you physical injury. You had substantial dental bills. You still have some work that has to be done. You want to be compensated for the assault. Mr. Tomaselli says that you started it, he finished it, and you were unruly. You touched him first, and he acted in self-defense. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What is your name?
Amber Trill.
This is the lovely Amber. Sit down, Amber. I'm not with you yet, but I will be. When did this happen, Mr. Wallentyne?
If I could recall the exact date, it would be
The questions
April
are going to
3rd.
get harder. Listen to me, Mr. Wallentyne. The questions are going to get harder. The date should be something that's fixed in your memory.
The night of April 3rd, 2004.
See, we're not going to play with each other. The only one that has a good time here is me. And you and the lovely Miss Amber were at a party together?
Yes.
Whose party was it?
Kind of my party, a going away party.
Going from where to where, Mr. Wallentyne?
I am from New Mexico, so I was visiting. I do live in Seattle right now.
And in whose house was the party?
It was kind of an office building that they renovated into a music venue.
And how did Amber get to the party?
On her own, driving.
You don't know how she got there?
No.
Was she a friend of yours before April 3rd of 2004?
Yeah, we've known each other for about 3 years.
But you did not know Mr. Tomaselli?
I did not know.
All right, so give me your version, please, of what happened on the evening of April 3rd.
It was going well. The music was going. I did notice Ed and his friends hanging out at the party earlier. I didn't.
Mr.
I'm
Wallentyne,
sorry.
could you try to focus on me, sir? Focus on me. Not up in the air, not in the heavens, not at your shoes. Try to focus on me. So when you're thinking, you can think and look at me at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
To my left, Amber was standing in the corner, talking with some friends. We gave each other a hug. We ended up talking for about another 5 minutes, finished continuing going into the hallway where Ed was standing. She said, "Oh, hi, Ed. This is my friend PJ." "Hi, Ed." And instead of extending his hand out to greet me, he just cocked back and punched me in the face. And at that point, I started bleeding. I stepped back and exited, went to my car because I'm bleeding. I didn't want to fight. I just went, to my party.
How come you didn't call the police?
Because he had left already. Sure, I could call.
How do you know he left already if you went to your car?
Because Amber dragged him out, and I noticed this while I was leaving.
Okay, Mr. Tomaselli, now let's hear your version of the events.
On this night, I had gone to the party. I was with my friends.
How did you get to the party?
I had taken Amber out for a couple of cocktails earlier, and while we were having cocktails, I don't drink, but Miss Triolo was. She said she was going to a party she was going to bartend at. "Would you like to go?" I said, "Sure." We were going to hook up, go to this party, hopefully go home later to my house. Maybe not. We weren't an item at that time.
Could we? Listen, I'm not interested in the potential romance.
Okay, but this is how I got...
I'm just interested in how you got this. So you knew her before.
Yes, Your Honor.
How long had you known Amber?
About a year and a half.
Had you dated?
Yes, Your Honor.
You dated exclusively or just off and on?
Off and on.
All right. So you saw her on the evening of April 3rd, you had a couple of drinks with her, and then she invited you to come to this party.
I did not drink, Your Honor. I don't drink. I haven't drank in years. I'm a wrestler, athlete, professional athlete.
Okay.
I didn't drink. So I went to this party. Amber was already there. We were standing in a circle.
Who was we?
Me, my friends, and Amber.
Could you look at me when...
Mr. Wallentyne came in from outside, started snuggling up next to Amber. Amber introduced us all. I said, "That's messed up," because they were snuggling. I thought I was going to be with Amber, so I walked away. When I was walking away, Mr. Wallentyne came up behind me, pursued me down this hallway, and said, "What's up, dog?" Okay, he did not put his hand out. He had his hand clenched, and he reached out to me. Through my experience...
How did you see that, sir, if you were walking away and he was behind you?
I was in the hallway where I turned around to see what was going on. I walked through the hallway. There was a lot of people. I turned around to see where my buddies were, and Mr. Wallentyne was behind me.
Yes.
He put his hand on my shoulder, said, "What's up, dog?"
How did he put his hand on your shoulder?
Reached out towards me.
Touched your shoulder?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
At that time, I turned around and said, "I'm not your dog." And yes, I did hit him. Through my experience and expertise, I know when someone comes up behind you and says, "What's up, dog?" he has bad intentions. A man this size has the potential of hurting me, someone my size, very badly.
All right, Amber. Front and center. You and Mrs. Tomaselli were out earlier that evening?
Yes.
Mr. Tomaselli did not drink?
No.
You got to the party? You went with him?
No.
You went in your own car?
I believe so, yes.
Try getting it more specific than that. Did
Yeah,
you go in
I
your own
drove.
car or did you go with Mr. Tomaselli?
No, I drove.
So you met there?
Yes.
Why do I feel as if I'm telling this story by myself? These are not trick questions. They may get harder, but right now they're not trick questions, Amber. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You were present at the time that Mr. Wallentyne was struck in the mouth?
Yes.
Tell me how that happened. Try looking at me when you tell me how that happened.
We were talking, Patrick and I, and Mr. Tomaselli walked up and I said, "Hey Ed, how's it going?" I gave him a hug, told him hi. And I introduced him to PJ, and instead of them meeting each other, he just socked him in the face.
Why would he do that?
Jealousy.
He wasn't drunk or anything, right?
No.
He was clearly angry because he said, "Hey, that's messed up." Right, Mr. Tomaselli?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, who are you?
My name's Kyle McElroy.
Kyle, you were there that day.
I was there that evening.
Good. And I know that you're dying to tell me your version of these events, aren't you, Kyle?
I can't wait.
Well, then just step up here, Kyle. Kyle, how old are you?
I'm 21.
How long have you known Mr. Tomaselli?
I knew none of the parties that night.
How'd you get to this party?
Through a friend of mine. It's a Wednesday night kegger. That, as far as I knew, it was like a deal that they had every Wednesday.
Wednesday night, the West Wing is on. Why would anybody want to go to a kegger?
So, would you like me to tell
I
my story?
would.
Okay. Like he said, we were standing there talking, Amber, we were sitting there talking to Amber. This guy walked up. We were introduced. We were standing there. Then Ed got, frustrated, decided to...
Just a minute. I'm going to ask you to speculate. Why did Ed get frustrated?
Well, like you say, the girl he thought he was coming to meet at the party was...
Canoodling.
So...
with somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I saw Ed walking away. The guy kind of came up behind him and kind of turned his shoulder. "What's up, dog?" Ed said, "I'm not your dog."
Well, you just did something. You said, "What's up, dog?" And then you did something like extend your hand.
But kind of, yeah, well...
What does that mean?
Well, like I said...
Touched him on his shoulder, right?
Yeah. Ed took it as a threat, obviously. Punched the guy.
Sit down.
Thank you.
You too. Mr. Tomaselli, you're clearly a very powerful young man. You are proficient in the martial arts.
Yes, Your Honor.
One of the things that they teach you, because I know I have grandchildren who take these martial art classes, is you're supposed to be able to control yourself, Mr. Tomaselli, right?
Yes,
it's all
Your Honor.
about control, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't think you controlled yourself well that night, Mr. Tomaselli. I think you got very angry. You can't even make an excuse that you'd had something to drink, but you hurt him badly. And there was no aggression on his part, not even according to your witness. He was probably stupid drunk, but he's just sort of a big goof. Mr. Tomaselli, I want you to trust me. He's really just sort of a big goof.
If you say so, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Tomaselli, he didn't come up behind you, spin you around, and punch you. He came up, put his hand on you, and said to you, "What's up, dog?" Now, I don't know what that means, and I may be out of things. My children are older than Officer Bird's children. Do you know what "what's up, dog" means? What does it mean?
How you doing, man?
How you doing? That's what it would seem to me to mean. What's up, dog? It's not necessarily a term of endearment, but it's not, choose your weapons. We're going to, we're going to joust.
Not from my mouth, at least.
Oh, you're just a big doughboy. He's you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a bad guy. Let me see your dental bills, Mr. Valentine.
The first occurred is for the infection. I got all puffed up and in pain. I couldn't sleep for 3 days, and
you're right.
That I had to get antibiotics, painkillers, so I could finally sleep and go back to work.
Which tooth was it? The tooth that's missing?
Yeah.
That one? You need an implant there?
I still need to get my implant.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
Where did you pick Mr. Holloway up?
Commerce Casino.
Who else was with him?
2 other gentlemen, young, 2 20-year-olds or something like that.
Maybe that's what you were fighting with your fiancé about.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Patrick Wallentin says fellow partygoer Ed Tomaselli punched him in the mouth. Ed says Patrick was too friendly with his date.
What do you do for a living?
I do a lot of things, but right now
What you just said, what's your favorite thing?
My favorite?
Yeah. You do a lot of things, though. Tell me what your favorite,
My
what
favorite
your fave is.
is to sing and host people, kind of like parties.
This is so painful.
That's my favorite thing. But right now, I do have a painting business and a construction business that I work for. So but I can do anything.
Can't put in an implant.
I can't.
See what I mean? Mr. Tomaselli.
Yes, Your Honor.
Harmless. You misjudged his intent. Put your hand down.
Sorry.
He's a lover, not a fighter. Do you know what I mean? He didn't want to hurt you. And you overreacted because you were angry. And you have to pay for that. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Ed didn't tell the truth. I did not touch him.
It was a tombstone, flying ruckus, left.
I fell back, and that's all, and I walked out.
Went down like everybody.
Maybe he's been choked a couple times, can't really remember it quite straight.
When they step up to the plate, like Hank Aaron. I just knock him out of the park.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Soyak versus Holloway. Step forward, please.
Limousine driver James Soyak is suing former client, business owner Tim Holloway, for an unpaid hotel bill. James says Tim is a scammer.
Mr. Holloway, how old are you, sir?
33.
And what kind of work do you do, sir?
I have a maintenance company.
How long have you had it?
My dad had it since '59. I took it over about 3 years ago.
He's no longer involved in the business.
Sometimes, yeah.
So he still goes into the office?
Correct.
On a daily basis?
2 or 3 times a week.
Are you making this up as we're going along, sir?
No.
Are you trying to give me accurate answers? Because you never can tell why I'm asking you these questions.
Correct.
Now, do you live alone or do you live with someone else?
I live with my fiance.
Did you move into her place or did you move in someplace together?
Together.
When?
2 years ago.
What's the address?
North Wilson.
How large an apartment is it?
It's a condo. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Are you renting or did you buy it?
We're renting that.
Are you both on the lease?
Yes.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Now, Mr. Soyak, you drive a limousine.
Yes, ma'am.
And your complaint is that you drove Mr. Holloway in your limousine to a casino, hotel.
Yes.
And he told you that he'd forgotten his wallet and he needed a hotel room. So you agreed to put the hotel room on your credit card.
Yes, ma'am. That's not true.
He used the room and then stiffed you for the reimbursement.
I rented 2 rooms for him, $99 each.
In addition, he didn't have his wallet, so he said you needed some money. You gave him cash. He gave you a check
Yes, ma'am.
for $300. The check bounced.
Yes. That's
So-
not true.
What's not true, sir?
The room. Now the check.
Let's talk about the check.
Okay.
Let me hear.
I gave him a check. Me and my fiance was having problems at the house. I couldn't get to what I need to get to the bank. I owe him for the $300, but the hotel room, it never happened.
Okay. Now, Mr. Holloway, your last paragraph of your answer, which you swore to, sir, says, I did give him a check for $300, which was returned. I explained that I had just moved and was having problems with my bank account.
I did just move.
No, just a second. I explained that I had just moved.
Same thing I just said.
No, that's
problems
not. Mr. Holloway, let me understand something, sir. No more than 5 minutes ago, I said to you, where do you live? You gave me the address. Who do you live with? I live with my fiance. How long have you lived there in the condo? 2 years. Did you sign a lease? Yes.
That's what I said. But I just moved. If we was having problems, evidently I had to leave because we was having problems. So I did leave. Now now we reconciled. That's one thing. But I did leave. So what I told you is the truth.
Can I see the bills for the 2 rooms, please? Mr. Soyak, how long have you been driving a limousine?
10 years.
Okay. You ever had this kind of trouble?
Never.
Mr. Soyak, let me explain something to you. Don't be an idiot. You don't take out your credit card, allow somebody to put money on your credit card. You don't take checks
Yes,
from people
ma'am.
you don't know.
You're absolutely right.
Good.
It'll never
Can I have
happen
it,
again.
please? The rooms you rented for $99, but he certainly did a lot more damage than the $99.
He drank everything in the bar. Plus movies, plus phone calls.
I never went in the room.
Okay. You owe him a whole bunch of money, sir. You owe him for these 2 hotel rooms. Who else was with you? Who else was with him, Mr. Soyak?
He found a couple of young gentlemen. They were walking the street while we were in Old Town Pasadena. And he claimed he's a music producer. And I don't know how he knew these guys can sing, but he made friends with them and invited them later to be picked up in the car. And we drove them also to the Commerce Casino. He didn't want the other two men to sleep in the same room as him, so he wanted me to get a separate room for them.
That's a lie. That never happened.
It's not a lie because I have my witnesses
Mr. Holloway,
here.
Mr. Holloway.
I have my witnesses here. My other driver that picked him up Sunday.
So you dropped him off and somebody else picked him up?
Yes.
Who picked him up?
Richard. He's my co-driver.
Step up, sir. Your last name?
Thompson.
Where did you pick Mr. Holloway up?
Commerce Casino.
Who else was with him?
2 other gentlemen, like young, like 2 20-year-olds or something like that.
Maybe that's what you were fighting with your fiance about. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,113. That's all. Step out.
Thank you. It's case number 553 on the calendar in the matter of Doss versus Trouser.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks have a seat.
Miss Doss, would you take that off the bench, please? Put him on the floor. Miss Doss, this is your aunt and uncle?
Yes.
And your complaint alleges that they allowed their dog to be off leash and in a situation that frightened you, which caused you to jump up on the hood of your car to escape the dog, causing damage to your car. You want them to be responsible for the damage to your car.
Yes.
Their defense is sort of that you overreacted to the puppy. Okay. Now, what kind of puppy do you have?
A pit bull.
And how old is the puppy?
About a year.
That's not a puppy anymore.
Or older.
Shh. A year isn't a puppy anymore. And is it a boy or a girl?
Boy.
How much does he weigh?
About 40 pounds.
And you were going over to your aunt and uncle's house because it was your birthday?
It was.
So tell me what happened when you got there.
I would like to say, first of all, the dog is vicious.
Listen to me. Tell me what happened when you got there.
I went over there, parked, got out the car, and went into my auntie house, which was the side door. I went in there. My aunt was not home, but my uncle and my little cousin, which is the witness over there, was there. And I was talking to my uncle. We left. We was happy to see each other. After me being over there maybe 10 minutes, my uncle asked me to let his son out the driveway because I was parked behind their vehicle. So when I went out there, I was just walking past their car to get to my car to let them out. And as I was passing the car, and the dog just jumped out of the car and got the...
How did it jump out of the car? Through?
He had the windows down.
Stand. Over. Move over. What's your first name?
Walter.
Walter. When did you get this dog?
A couple weeks before she came.
And who did you get it from?
My sister.
Did you pick the dog up from your sister's house?
Yes.
How did I know these things? It's like I live in your house, right?
Right.
Walter, how do you think I knew that you picked the dog up at your sister's house? How do you think I knew that? You think I have cameras? Think I have some sort of a globe that I can look in? You know how I know that you picked the dog up from someplace? Now, what was the dog doing out in your car?
I was putting him in the car to ride with me to grab my little cousin from the movies.
How long had your sister had the dog?
A couple months.
And where did your sister get the dog from?
Her baby father.
And how long had he had the dog before he gave it to your sister?
At birth. And he gave it to her.
So
as a
he got
puppy.
the dog from birth. And then he gave it to your sister. Your sister had it for a couple of months and said, I can't handle it anymore. You take it. So you took it.
Yes.
And then without a leash, you put the dog in the car and left the windows open.
Yes.
Is anything that I said wrong?
No.
Sit. So, Mr. Trouser, when he brought this 8-month-old pit bull over to you, did you know he was bringing it?
Yes.
So you must have had a discussion with your daughter.
Yes.
And she had had the dog for 2-3 months, according to him, right?
Correct.
Why was she getting rid of the dog?
She just had a baby.
And?
And she was working.
And?
And there was no one there to take care of the dog.
Well, who takes care of the baby?
We do.
We do.
Well, then she brings over the baby and the dog.
No, she brings over the baby. We went and got the dog.
Did she have the dog first or the baby first?
Right. She had the dog before when she was pregnant.
Genius.
Yes.
All right, I would like to see what kind of damage you did to this car from jumping up on the roof. Now, what'd the dog do when it jumped out of the window?
Got the jumping all over me, got the nibbling, like trying to bite me. He was going crazy. At some point, he latched on my feet, like at the bottom of my heel, and I just kind of, was trying to run and scoop, because my car was literally right behind his car. So that was the nearest thing I could, grab from this dog to get off of me once he latched into my shoe. As he snatched my shoe off, I jumped on the hood of my car, He proceeded to jump on my car, jump off, slide off the car. I was just lucky enough that I had my sunroof open in my car, and I had to dive head first into my sunroof. At that point, the dog was jumping on and off the car, running around my car, trying to get me. He didn't have on a collar nor a leash, so they couldn't get the dog. It's hard to get a dog if you don't have anything to grab onto. So it took him like 5 minutes. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sure his son ran and got something, maybe a rope or something.
What did you do?
I grabbed the dog. I grabbed the dog.
How did you grab the dog?
With my hand.
How? Around?
Actually, she hid to the hood of her car. As I was getting out the car, she had dropped her phone. I noticed that the dog was attacking her. So by the time she made it to her car, I was trying to kicking the dog away from her as he was still trying to play with her because he really is a family dog. But as you know, as he sees her jumping around and moving, so he just see reactions. And I just grabbed him, took him in the house and locked him up.
Where'd you lock him?
In his cage.
How long does he stay in his crate?
Just over the night.
Don't you have a leash and collar for him?
Yes.
Why wasn't he wearing it?
He did have a leash.
Why wasn't he wearing it?
He was.
So that would have been easy for you to grab him by the leash.
Yes.
But you didn't grab him by a leash.
No, he didn't have a chain. He had a leash on.
Collar.
Collar.
Somebody's collar.
Collar is different from a leash.
Yeah. Okay.
Sit.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What do you do for a living?
I work at a group home.
Stay there. Don't go to law school because you're not getting it. You're stubborn-headed.
And later today,
Miss Myers, you can't collect child support for a child who's emancipated.
But they are letting him do that, and I give it to Isaiah.
I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that.
I swear under oath. Yeah, I give Isaiah every dime.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Talisha Doss says her aunt and uncle, Connie and Walter Trouser, owe for damage to the hood of her car. Talisha says she was chased by their son's pit bull and had no choice but to jump on the vehicle.
You have anything else you want to say to me?
You got to understand, my house is like what everyone come to, all the kids and everything else. And we had the dog there, and the dog is used to the environment. The dog is a family dog.
He's not vicious.
He jumped out of the window of a car.
Probably just it was a nice day, and he probably just jumped out the window. He wasn't actually attacking her.
That's what he said.
Out the car.
Is your son lying to me?
She didn't think that dog.
No, listen to me. Is your son lying to me?
What do you mean? Is he lying to you about what?
He said the dog was attacking her.
He was just going after her.
No,
I asked her specifically.
No, listen to me. I just asked you a question. Your son just said to me he was attacking her. I saw him attacking her.
No,
that's what he
was
said.
not attacking her, according to him. He was playing with her.
My auntie wasn't
home. Playing with her. It doesn't matter. He was playing with you.
I'm just asking you. That's what he said he saw. Now, you weren't home, right?
No.
That's what your son said. We can play back the tape for you. Your son said, I saw him attacking her.
But the point was not that he wasn't coming after her. No. She jumped on her own car.
Listen to me.
Buck never jumped on her car. I asked her specifically, did she do that?
Listen to me. He didn't have to jump. Okay. Miss Chaz, are you being serious with me?
I'm being very serious.
Are you being serious with me? Well, you're being very foolish. I'm not going to allow you to continue because you're just being very foolish. A, you weren't there. B, listen to me carefully. Listen, you may get away with talking at home over somebody. You don't get away with talking over me.
Well,
if your dog put a stranger, and she's a stranger because she's not the owner of the dog, you're the homeowner, and you allowed the dog in your house, let's say instead of injuring her car, look at me, pay attention, don't look up in the air, annoyed. Let's say instead of damaging her car, when she jumped up on the car to escape the dog, who your son says, because he was there, was attacking her, and let's say she broke her arm in addition to damaging her car, you would also be responsible for her medical bills and her pain and suffering because you allowed the dog to be unleashed, and it's your dog. Now, she may have, put your hand down and listen, you're going to learn something. She may, let us assume, have overreacted to the extent of the danger from your dog. It's still your fault. That's why You are not permitted to allow a dog to be free without a leash unless it's in a designated area. Like
It was
in a
on
dog
my property.
Listen to me. It's not on your property if you invite guests to your home.
I didn't invite her.
Oh my God, listen to me. What do you do for a living?
I work at a group home.
Yeah, stay there. Don't go to law school, because you're not getting it. You're stubborn-headed. And if you have a dog in your house that has displayed any sort of propensity for either being vicious or apparently so, because according to the son over here, who now looks mildly bored, the dog was attacking her, which is why he grabbed it. Anybody that is now injured in or around your home because of this dog, it's going to be your responsibility. Do you own your home?
Yes.
Do you have homeowners insurance?
Yes.
You're going to have to use it. And you don't want to be in that position. I'm just giving you fair warning. Judgment for the plaintiff for the damage to the car in the amount of $546. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You know, I love my auntie dearly.
I just think she's being greedy
We all was close.
and selfish.
She left in my face.
She wanted somebody, and I told her I'm not giving her a quarter.
And it kind of got to me that she didn't even care.
She jumped on her own car.
I could have got bit instead of a scratch on the car.
No, it separated the family.
I don't know. Hopefully, time will heal.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Myers versus Claire. Step forward, please.
Carmelita Myers is suing her ex-husband, Frank Clare III, for his share of their daughter's volleyball fees.
Miss Myers, is this your daughter? You sure you want her in here?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Why?
She's a witness.
Okay. Mr. Clare, how many children do you and Miss Myers have?
2, Judge.
This young
Judge,
lady-
I'm a little uncomfortable with my daughter in here.
I think you may be right, and I may put her outside.
Thanks.
So just answer a few questions for me, please. Now, you have 2 children. This young lady who's 16, and her brother who is how old?
20.
Now, you are currently under a child support order, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You pay child support for both children?
Yes, I do.
And what is the child support order?
$259 bi-weekly
And you've been paying that for how long, sir?
since birth. But they wasn't receiving it until it got cut off because I was unemployed. Then she had it reinstated. I don't know exactly how long it's been reinstated because it seemed like I've been paying all my life.
Okay. Now, your first name is?
Nikita.
Okay. If I need you, I'll call you. You can go outside. Thank you. Okay. So what the case is about, Miss Myers, it is your claim that Mr. Clare owes you money for volleyball fees for your daughter so that she can be on the volleyball team in school, which you believe, which is all speculative, will enhance her ability to get a scholarship to college. And you claim that Mr. Clare made an agreement that he would pay for half of those fees. Now, is it correct, Miss Myers, that Mr. Clare is currently paying his child support?
Yes, ma'am. They take it out of his check.
And that order is for 2 children.
Yes, ma'am.
What does your 20-year-old do?
He just recently got his PERK card, and he's a security officer, and he's also going to school to be a barber.
What was he doing until recently?
He was working at McDonald's as a manager.
Was he living at home?
He hasn't lived at home in 3 years. He's married.
So this order of $259 biweekly is just for your daughter?
No, ma'am. The child support order was just put in for 2007. Before that, he never paid any child support. So he continued to pay Isaiah because of money that he never gave him before 2007. And he wasn't giving it to him then until I put the order in.
Just a second. Miss Myers, you can't collect child support for a child who is emancipated.
But they are letting him do that, and Mr. Clare is agreeing because prior to 2007, he never gave Isaiah anything.
I'm not agreeing.
Just a second. Has nothing to do with that. If he were to give Isaiah money, because he wants to do that, if he wants to make a gift to his child, that's one thing.
Well, I give it to Isaiah.
Just a second. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that
I swear under oath. I give Isaiah every dime.
Fine. Then what you have to do is you have to go to family court and you have to say, I want to stop the child support order for 2 children because one of my children has been emancipated for 3 years, and if his father wants to give him money, he can give him the money.
I mean, that's fine. He's the one that agreed.
I did not agree.
I know it's fine.
But the court told me to issue it to him, Your Honor, and that's what I've been doing.
You show me where the court directed that you give the money to your son Isaiah, and that's what you've been doing. Show me where the court says that this is an order for 2 children. Let me see. I never saw an order like that in my life.
Wait, stand with him.
Please point to someplace where you told the court that you were going to give this money to your son Isaiah. Show me.
Well, first of all, Your Honor, because he lives out of the house doesn't mean he doesn't need help.
Miss Myers, just show me. You said that that was in an order. And I said to you, show me where it says in the order that you told the court that you were going to give the money to your son. Show me.
It's his name right here, so it's supposed to go to him. Well, that's what I gave it to him because, and I give Nikita her money.
And I suggest if a 20-year-old is old enough to get married and make a family for himself.
Does he have a family?
Yes, he does. He has a wife. That's a family.
Okay. But he's only been married like 8 months.
Then I suggest you take $259 a month and put it towards your daughter's volleyball.
But why do I have to put it towards her volleyball? She has other fees that needs to be paid.
Miss Myers, if you believe that you are entitled to increased support for your daughter, go back to court.
I did.
And what did they say?
A modification is pending now.
Very good. Then we don't have to deal with it. Your case is dismissed, that's all.
What has that got to do with the volleyball?
Very easy. If you believe that volleyball is necessary for your 16-year-old daughter, then the court will entertain that application. The court, not this court, the support court.
This has nothing to do with supporting her. This is her volleyball.
Oh, yes, it does. You say it does not. But her school, her fees, her medical, her dental, her clothes, her after-school activities,
cannot be
all
paid with
Goodbye, Miss
$249,
Myers.
Your Honor.
You get one bite of the apple. When are you going back to family court for your modification case?
I'm waiting on an answer. I don't know.
When did you file it?
I filed it 2 months ago, and I haven't heard anything.
I'm sure you'll be hearing from them soon.
I filed on the 16th.
16th.
To have him taken off.
Great. And then, sir, you'll have some extra money, and then, if you want to help out with the volleyball, you can give it directly to your daughter for her volleyball fees. Do you understand?
I understand, Judge.
So if you filed for a modification, because that's why she's here, to have the child support cut, and if you are successful, and you might be, I suggest that as a good father, what you might want to do is help her out with her volleyball fees.
I will.
Do you understand?
But what about the last 2 years?
One on the calendar in the matter of Crum versus Napier. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Is this your mother?
Yes.
What's your first name?
My first name, Angela.
Let me see if I understand the relationships here. Miss Crum, you belong to a dart league. You were playing darts at a sports bar.
Yes.
On your team was Mrs. Napier's boyfriend.
He's the dart captain.
He's the captain?
Yes.
So far correct?
Yes.
Now, according to you, this young lady, Angela, assaulted you and you were injured at the sports bar where you were competing in a dart contest.
Yes.
Along with Mrs. Napier's boyfriend.
Correct.
Angela said that she didn't lay a hand on you. But she does say that there was certain interaction with you on that evening. What was the date?
November 11th, 2002.
So I am going to start with Angela because I was really interested in her answer. What time, Angela, did you and your mother get to the sports bar?
It was probably around 6 or 7.
And you got there, I assume, to watch the boyfriend in the dart game. Is that right?
Yeah.
And what is his name?
Rob.
Does he live with your mother?
Yes.
Do you live with your mother?
Yes.
So I want you to tell me what you saw happen with Miss Crum that irritated you.
Okay. We were there, we were all having a good time, and she had been all over basically every man in the bar that night.
What does that mean, all over?
Like hugging, kissing, dancing. She had her hands all over.
Hugging, kissing, dancing, her arm draped over them, around their waist, that sort of
Exactly.
thing. And that irritated you?
No, that didn't irritate me.
Must have been memorable for you because you remember it.
Oh, yeah, I remember it.
Go ahead.
And then as she started doing the same thing with my mother's boyfriend, that started to irritate me and irritated my mother, of course.
Now, tell me exactly what you saw her do to Rob.
Okay, he was sitting at the table by my mother, and she walked up behind him and put her arms around him and kissed him on the cheek.
Around his neck?
Yeah, around his neck. He was sitting.
And what did he do?
He just looked at my mom like, what should I do? He didn't say or do anything,
No.
really.
He looked at your mother. Show me the expression on his face.
Gosh, it was just like
Okay.
big-eyed, you know, like, I don't know what to do.
So she put her arms around his neck and kissed him on the cheek from behind.
Right.
Next.
And my mom got upset, told her to get her hepatitis C hands off of him.
That was a dumb thing for you to do, madam. This Rob doesn't have a voice? He's a mute?
No.
And why did you open up your mouth to her? Stand up.
Oh.
Why did you open up your mouth?
Because I seen her in the bar many times and ignored her. Got along with her fine, you know, because she wasn't dealing with us.
I'm not talking about many times.
And why did I say
before.
that?
I'm talking about she comes up to your boyfriend. She puts her arms around his neck. She's not doing it so that you can't see it. You know, maybe she had a couple, 2 drinks.
She got the story a little wrong. She did do it where I was in the bathroom.
No, listen to me. Your daughter says that you were sitting right there and that Rob turned around and looked at you with big eyes like, what do I do?
Right.
So you're telling me that your daughter was mistaken?
She is mistaken.
Your daughter now is mistaken about a very
Because
big
he did
event.
that when I came back and told her that. That's when
She had kept doing it through the night over and over again.
Just a minute. Don't change your story. So you turned around and you said to her, get your hepatitis C hands off my boyfriend.
And the reason I said that was because I know she was with somebody that had that disease.
Well, that was a stupid
Well,
thing
it
for
wasn't
you
very
to
nice,
say.
and I'm not saying it was nice.
It was
I
a
don't-
stupid thing
but-
for you to say. Very dumb. Now you can sit down.
Okay.
Till I need you again. So now your mother opens up a big fresh mouth. And what do? Be very careful because I've got your answer that's sworn to right here.
Well, basically, at that point, we didn't do anything. I went up to her after she had walked away and
No. According to you, you said, hey, you've got all these guys in here buying you drinks and you're kissing them. Do you think she wants you hanging on her boyfriend?
Yeah, but...
Did you forget that?
No, I said that.
Okay. So after your mother opened up a big...
away.
Just a second. After your mother opened up a stupid fresh mouth, then you decided to finish it off.
Yes.
Then what happened next?
We went back to having a good time. Everything seemed to be fine. And then she started making gestures and giving us the finger. So then I started walking towards her. She was yelling
What were you walking
obscenities.
towards her for?
Because I was going to confront her and
Confront her about what?
Me. She seemed like she had some issues with me, so I was walking.
Of course she had
over
issues with you, madam. You opened up a fresh mouth to her for no reason.
there. Well, that's why I walked over there.
You went over to confront her.
To confront her, yes.
Now I'll hear you.
I was putting my darts away. I did not realize that there was a problem, if you will, with myself. I was basically hit like a freight train. I went flying into the tables, I fell onto the floor, and I was being hit. And then the next thing you know, I was being picked up and escorted out the bar for my safety.
How do you know it was the defendant who was hitting you?
I don't know that the defendant was hitting me. I was hit.
Do you have any witnesses?
Absolutely.
Then I'll hear the witness. Tell me your name.
Betty Jeter.
Are you on the dart team?
Yes, I am.
I want you to tell me what you saw.
I was standing on the opposite side of the table. There was Andrea. There wasn't another girl that is not here standing next to her. We were putting our darts away, and then I saw Angela coming toward Andy, and she came around the other girl. I seen her hand go around the other girl. Next thing you know, they were down on the floor, tables had flying.
Who's they were down on the floor?
Judy, Andy, and Angela.
Who's Judy?
She's one of the girls that's not here.
Did you see Judy have any issues with this?
No, Judy
lady?
didn't have any issues with her.
Did you see her strike anybody?
It would have been around Judy, and I didn't see where the hand landed.
Now I'll come back to you.
Okay,
Look at me.
It was
now you're
sort of-
walking over to confront her.
Yes. So I get over there, and before I could even get over there, Judy and her fell on the ground.
No, look at me. Now you're closing your eyes. She and Judy, who had not had any issues.
No, because she didn't realize it was Judy. She had her eyes shut.
Just a second. She didn't have any issues with Judy.
No.
So she and Judy just somehow ended up on the ground. And then you ended up on the ground?
No, I was over there, and me and her were arguing back and forth.
Oh, you didn't say that here, honey. You didn't say that in your answer. I didn't hear anything about arguing back and forth. What were you arguing?
Well, we were arguing the whole time when she was flipping me off and, you know.
I didn't hear
yelling.
that. So how are you arguing? Tell me how you were arguing. She's flipping you off and you're doing what?
Basically yelling obscenities at her. She was yelling obscenities back at me. And then Judy stepped in to help, I think, to try to break us up from fighting because we hadn't contacted.
Yes.
And she fell on the ground, and Judy, she had grabbed Judy and was punching Judy in the head. And she had her eyes shut, so I don't believe that she knew who she was punching in the head. She probably believed it was me, but it was really Judy. And I believe that's how she broke her wrist.
And what about you? What were you doing?
I was sitting in a chair.
You just sat down in a chair?
Yep, I was
Is that
sitting
right?
in the
She
chair.
was sitting in a
I was
chair?
on the
I
floor.
didn't see her sitting in the chair.
Where did you see her?
I seen her on the floor.
Of course. Let me see your medical bills, please.
And can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Also, she didn't go to the doctor for like a week, and she didn't call the cops or anything, and she acted like everything was fine and dandy with me. I would just think if her wrist was broken, it would hurt really bad, and you would go right to the emergency room.
Did you graduate from Einstein Medical College or Harvard? Which one?
No, that was just my opinion. Neither.
No, let me explain something to you about opinions. When you have an opinion that is a scientific opinion, you have to have a scientific opinion based upon some particular skill, experience, training, education. There are certain things that we know as lay people that are within the realm of common knowledge, like if somebody's got their arm draped over your boyfriend, if the boyfriend doesn't say, "Get your hands off me, I'm uncomfortable," then you keep your mouth shut. Then you get rid of the boyfriend. You don't get rid of the girl. And if your mother is offended by something that happened to your mother, she's at least 20 years older than you are, you let her deal with it yourself unless you've had too much to drink. Then you open up your big fresh mouth over something that has absolutely nothing to do with you, and you get yourself into a whole bunch of trouble. If this young woman here had a couple of too much to drink and was making a little bit of a fool of herself, then it was up to the men to say, "We don't appreciate that." So let me ask you this question. You come out of the sports bar and you have a flat tire. Who's going to change the tire? You or Rob?
Rob.
Of course. Do you know why? Because he's good for things like changing tires. He can also say, "Get your hands off me." He doesn't have to be protected by you.
Well, it's easy for people to say it, but nobody was there but us, so we know what happened. And we came in dressed like we always dressed, but they come in dressed like they're holier than thou, and that's not their dress.
I don't care whether they're dressed like either. What difference does it make, madam? We're talking about your fresh mouth.
I'm not the only one in life that has a fresh mouth.
Just a second. I don't care whether you're the only one in life. We're here discussing one case.
That's what happens when you go to the bar.
I've been in bars before. I mean, I don't hang around in bars, and I don't belong to a dart league. I've been in clubs before. I've been in bars before, and I want to tell you something. I haven't heard the kind of business in places where I've been that I just heard here. Haven't. Sorry. Okay. Just a second. Take this back because I'm not interested in this.
That is the cost of the, I was told that I need to, my hand is still broke, I need to go to the occupational therapy. This is, since I have not attended.
You have several choices. I don't speculate with regard to what you might possibly need in the future without an expert witness. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have incurred a certain amount of bills up until this date. These I am prepared to entertain. What I'm not prepared to do without an expert witness who can testify as to the condition of your wrists, the need and the duration of any therapy, nor am I prepared to entertain the cost of any therapy. So you can either say, "Judge, I would like you to dismiss this case without prejudice. I will refile it in another date, 6 months or a year from now," or "Would you please entertain my current costs? And then I will, if additional treatment is necessary, I have to take care of that myself." Now, what do you want to do?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
she'd paint like the kitchen like a yellow and blue color. She'd paint like all over the house, all kinds of different colors. She'd put like candles up and pictures.
I can't say that you had a different decorating taste than she did because you had no taste.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Andrea Crum says she was assaulted by Angela Napier. Angela says Andrea was flirting with her mother's boyfriend.
Okay, what's your pleasure? Do you want me to proceed with the actual costs that you've incurred so far, or not?
No.
No what?
Dismiss the case.
It's done. Case is dismissed without prejudice. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Jealous you'll get to know her.
It's a small town, and she's known as the town whore.
I don't want anything to do with her, man. I actually have my own.
Pretty much every woman in Sheboygan has given me a thumbs up.
It never stops there. It's like Peyton Place.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Kruger versus Estes. Step forward, please.
21-year-old student Abby Kruger is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old bartender Michael Estes, for unpaid rent. Michael says he stopped paying because he didn't like her taste in decorating.
Miss Kruger, your family owns a house. And you are in charge of renting the rooms in that house. It's a college community?
Right.
You rented a room to the defendant, and it is your claim that he owes you for 2 months' rent, $600. Now, I've read Mr. Estes's answer, and he acknowledges that he didn't pay the rent, right?
Right.
He says he didn't like your decorating. And he told you that if you continued to paint the house in colors he didn't like, he wasn't going to pay the rent. Isn't that what you told me in here? I just wanted to make sure that that's what you said.
Yeah. She didn't let me have a say in anything in the house at all.
Since when are men in charge of decorating? Since when are men in charge of decorating? You can decorate your closet, that's it. And that's if it's your house. If it's not your house, you can even decorate your closet. Mr. Estes, how old are you, sir?
19?
You go to college?
No, I took a semester off.
Are you planning on going back to school?
Yes.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A police officer.
That's a legitimate career. I'm curious because I thought perhaps you wanted to go into interior design.
No.
Clearly not. Now, I want you, Mr. Estes, to convince me why I should, or she should, forgive the $600 rent that you owe her because you didn't like the colors that she painted the house, okay? It's all yours, sir.
I moved in August, and then she moved in around the end of August, I think. And then both the guys moved out, and then we were getting along, and then she kept decorating the house, and I said, you know, I want to have a say in this house too, and she wouldn't let me have a say ever in the house.
Like what? Give me an example.
Like she would paint this side of the wall red and like this side of the wall red, and then both these sides would be white. She'd paint like the kitchen like a yellow and blue color. She'd paint the hallways and paint like all over the house all kinds of different colors, and I didn't like it.
What color do you like?
It was white. White was fine to me.
You like plain white. You don't like color. You like it plain, nice, plain, clean white.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Bird and I are fascinated.
And that's about it. I just told her, you know, I'm not going to pay rent if I never have to stay in the house, and she was just like, whatever, you know.
You're talking about a say in the house. You're talking about the color. I mean, I want to know if there's anything else other than the color she painted. 2 walls.
Just the way that she decorated the house, it was like all like girl house, and I couldn't put anything up at all.
Explain that to me. Other than the color, what else did she decorate?
Just she'd put like candles up and all these weird lamps and pictures. It was just
Pictures or pictures?
pictures.
Pictures that you pour from or pictures on the wall?
Pictures on the wall.
Pictures. What kind of pictures did she put up?
I don't know. They're just like artist kind of pictures. I don't know what it really was.
Shh! Please. Mr. Rest, this is very serious. Who are you?
I'm his girlfriend.
Please don't move. I didn't ask you to stand up. I just wanted to know whether you were just fixing your hair or raising your hand.
I just have something to say.
Either way, stop it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Estes, your defense is the most ridiculous defense that I've heard in a very long time. Most ridiculous. If you want white walls, you take an apartment where you live all by yourself with your girlfriend, and you have white walls. This is not your house. You are merely a boarder in one room. It was her house. You have a room. You are entitled to decorate your room. If you and this girlfriend of yours get together and get married, I guarantee you're going to have more than white walls. And you know what you're going to say when she comes home and she's painted the hallway yellow? You know what you're going to say? Yes, dear. That's what you're going to say, because you're going to be out there protecting the peace and security of your neighborhood in your chosen profession. And since white walls are the walls that appeal to you and no pictures on the walls appeal to you, I can't say that you had a different decorating taste than she did, because you had no taste. So you pay her the $600. Mr. Estes, you're supposed to do the right thing. You want to be a police officer? Police officers have good character. They have a good moral compass. They know right from wrong. You lived in the house. You lived in the house for 2 months. The rent was $300 a month. You didn't pay the rent, and then you came up with a lot of baloney excuses. That's not what a moral person does. And you've chosen a profession that requires that kind of moral compass. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
Yes, this is case number 165 on the calendar in the matter of Tassari versus Miles.
Thank you, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mr. Tassari, according to your complaint, you and the defendant lived together for a brief period of time.
Right.
You claim that after an incident that happened at your home, you were incarcerated briefly. The defendant left the home and took property that belonged to you. The property was a computer. And then she embarked upon a campaign that amounted to serious harassment that affected both you, your relationship with your former wife, your child, and the loss of your job. So you are suing her for both the return of this computer and the harassment.
That's correct.
And the defendant says she has no clue what you're talking about with regard to the computer, and as far as the harassment is concerned, all she did was tell the truth. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you start to live together?
Approximately a week after Thanksgiving of the year 2000. We had met the week before.
You had met the week before?
Right.
That's brilliant.
It was love at first sight.
Brilliant. Did you move in with a child?
I have a joint custody, so sometimes I have visitation with my son.
And when did you move out?
I moved out September 2001.
Tell me what happened that evening, Mr. Tassari.
The week before, it was apparent the relationship was not working, and I told her I wanted her to move. I, placed a lot of her stuff by the door. Told her, when you get a chance, move out, peacefully. I don't want a war. So the day we had an argument, she attacked me. I gently pushed her out the door, locked the door, and began throwing her stuff out of the apartment. The police came and arrested me for domestic violence. When I came back to my apartment, a lot of my stuff was missing. In addition to taking a lot of my personal property, she also took a Isuzu Trooper that belonged to me, and she took the keys to my Ford Mustang.
When did you notice, let's start with the computer. When did you notice that this computer was missing, Mr. Tassari?
As I was going through my apartment cleaning up, I noticed what was there and what was gone.
Did you take his computer?
No, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Tassari, something I found interesting in your complaint. You said that you had already taken Miss Miles to court with regard to the cars.
Yes, I have a judgment that she owes me $702.
When did you take her to court for the cars?
After I hired a repossession company to recover my car, and I had a dollar amount there that I could use to create the paperwork.
So my question to you, Mr. Tassari, is you were going to small claims court over a fixed amount of money having to do with the car. You already knew that she had taken your computer. Why didn't you, at that time, sue for the return of your computer or its value?
I was trying to get an exact handle on everything that was missing.
No. Because all you're doing is suing here for the computer, Mr. Tassari. Computer and harassment.
I don't know, I just wasn't thinking clearly.
Well, I'm going to find, sir, with regard to the computer, that you had an opportunity to sue for it at one time, and you should have done that. So I'm not entertaining your application for the computer. Now, the harassment came later. So I will hear you with regard to the harassment. Now, you say that you telephoned your former wife and made some allegations to her. I'd like you to tell me when that phone call was.
November 15th of 2001.
All right. Now, Miss Miles, why don't you tell me what you told his former wife in November?
I told her, he said that his check is being garnished, and he was complaining, and he said it's easy for him to go to buy a gun and blow up his family and children rather than pay the child support.
Okay, so let me understand this. You called his former wife because at some point Mr. Tessari had told you that he was angry that his check was being garnished for child support and that it would have been easier for him to blow up his family than to pay the support.
Yes, ma'am.
When did he say that to you, Miss Miles?
He said to me when we were living together, and I called him immediately.
When you were living together?
Yes.
So sometime before September of 2001?
Yes.
Right? Now, I gather that you decided to call his former wife because you were concerned for her safety.
Yes, and our children.
And concerned for the children.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes.
Well, that's very nice of you. Why didn't you call when he made the threat? Why did you wait until after he kicked you out to call? So you knew about this, according to you, for months before you called the ex-wife, right?
I called from his phone when I was living with him. I didn't make it the phone in November. I make it September. I called.
No,
that's why he was upset with me. When he came back from work, he said, why you call my ex-wife? Because the police called him. He was arrested for that.
Just a minute. So what you're telling me, Miss Miles, is you didn't make the call in November, that one of the reasons you had a fight with Mr. Tessari is because you had called his ex-wife and told her about this comment that he made.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Tessari, let me come back to you, sir. I want you to listen to me very carefully. It's very easy for me to verify this. All I have to do is call your ex-wife. You understand that? Did Miss Miles call your former wife while she was still living in your house?
No.
And you say it was in November that you called your ex-wife?
It was November 15th. I have a copy of the police report. My
Can I
ex-wife
see
made.
it, please? How many times did you call his ex-wife, Miss Miles?
I called her 3 times.
No, it seems clear to me here, Miss Miles, that this threat was relayed on November 15th, not in September. Now, Mr. Tessari, I have a question for you, sir. Let's say I don't really think or believe that you had an intention of blowing up your former wife and children because your salary was attached. But it is possible that you said it, right?
I didn't say it.
You might have. The question is, why did she make the call? And she made the call because she was angry. What else did she do?
She sent me an email at work, which I have a copy of a police report on. Can I read that word for word? It has a few obscenities in it. It says, hey, you can't compete with me. Stop trying. When you get out of jail, I'm going to kill you.
Is any of that true?
That's the email I got at work. She also left about 20 phone calls on my voicemail.
Mr. Tessari, how many months has it been since Miss Miles has contacted you?
Since approximately the middle of December.
So what do you want to start up with her for?
I don't.
Well, you do if you bring a lawsuit against her, sir.
Because it cost me a lot of money and a lot of anguish to try to get the visitation with my children reestablished.
Because what happened, according to your complaint, is when she called your ex-wife, told her about this threat that you had made, your ex-wife whipped into action. They stopped your visitation, and then it was ultimately reinstated. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. How old are your children?
My children are 14 and 12.
Have you had continuous visitation with them since the divorce?
On and off. My ex-wife has always created issues with that.
Well, have any of the issues been with regard to any allegations of abuse or neglect with regard to you?
They have, but they were untrue.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
you said if you take them to the vet because they had blood in their stool, I will pay the bill.
Casper had diarrhea because of all the stress.
Give me a break.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Larry Tessari says ex-girlfriend Martha Miles falsely accused him of making terrorist threats against his ex-wife. Larry says the allegations caused him to lose his job as well as his child visitation.
You claim that Miss Miles is a vindictive nut. Is that right?
That's correct.
But this vindictive nut has left you alone for at least 6, 7, 8 months, right?
Right.
So it would be a wise man who would say, let it rest, right? Especially since you know, Mr. Tessari, that you have a judgment against her that she hasn't paid yet, right? You have a judgment for a car that she hasn't paid. So you think you're going to get more from her on a second lawsuit, especially when she's been quiet? Does that sound smart? No. I mean, I'm not going to ask you to answer that. I'll ask Bert. Does that sound smart to you?
Doesn't sound smart to me.
Doesn't sound smart to me either. Mr. Tessari, she doesn't have your computer. Even if she had your computer, you had the ability to sue for that when you sued for the car, so that part of your claim is dismissed. With regard to the harassment, I find that there is insufficient evidence to establish that she told your wife an untruth when she said that you even casually, put your hand down, Mr. Tessari, even casually said to her, it would be easier, rather than paying this child support, I could blow them all up. Or they'd be better off dead, or we'd all be better off dead, or whatever. Now, there's probably not much of a question in my mind that Miss Miles made that telephone call to your wife in order to get even with you. That's true. But I believe that there is a possibility that you said it even though you didn't mean it. And relaying information that she heard is not harassment. In any event, I think that you should be very wise, sir. If she hasn't bothered you in 6, 7, 8 months, let it rest. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You know, she did disrupt my visitation with my kids, and I feel that she should be punished for that in some way or another.
I left him to babysit my son. He taped my son's mouth and nose, and then that's what he went to jail for.
Her son was crying and angry, and she told me, you know, put some tape over his mouth and make him shut up.
There is a restraining order already in place.
A lot of her child rearing practices are things that they do in Africa that I guess we don't do here.
He tried to get back with me, and I don't want him no more.
And now the next case.
Parties on Vanetta versus Gervin. Step forward, please.
Bar manager Linda Van Natta is suing her former friend, cashier Marion Gervitz, for vet bills. Marion is countersuing, also for vet bills.
Miss Vanetta, I'm going to very succinctly give you a short scenario of the complaint that I read, yours. According to you, you sold the defendant 2 Persian cats. Mm-hmm. Then you got information somehow that they were being neglected. At the time, according to you, the defendant had approximately 17 cats. You went over there, you picked up the 2 cats. You took them back to your house. You did that with her permission.
Yes.
And then she wanted them back, and you said you can't have them back. Ultimately, you were forced to give the cats back to her. And you want her to pay the vet bills that you incurred taking care of the cats.
Yes.
So that's what your lawsuit is about?
Yes.
You have a cross-complaint.
Yes, ma'am.
You say that when the cats were returned to you, they were returned sick, and you had to take them to the vet.
Yes, ma'am.
What was wrong with them when they were returned to you?
When my cats were returned to me, they had ringworm, which is like a fungus.
I know what ringworm is.
Okay. None of my cats have ever had ringworm. We have 14
How many cats do you have?
We have 14.
Are you telling me you had 14 cats and none of your cats have ever had ringworm?
No, ma'am.
You have the 2 Persians back now?
I have the 2 Persians back, and they were underweight when I got them back.
Oh, I'd like to see the vet report.
Yes, ma'am.
Indicating.
I also have a letter where Linda sent to my husband accusing me of having extramarital affairs. And I just don't think it has anything to do with the case. She's slandering me.
I just would like to see, please, the vet bills and the report from the vet when you got the cats back.
Okay, this is a report that the vet faxed to the Humane Society.
When were the cats returned to her?
November.
November what?
Around the 15th, I believe.
November 15th?
I believe so.
Well, according to the veterinarian, both cats had good body weight. Both cats had ringworm lesion. One cat had an ear infection, one cat had a right eye infection. And this indicates that both cats had several problems that required medical attention. Can you tell me how this is possible?
These cats were very sick when I took them back. I've been treating them from the vet from August until the end of October, that I've taken the cats to the vets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
Did you tell her when you went to pick up the cats that it was your intention to keep them?
No, I told her I would keep the cats until she would get her act together. The house was filthy. She had cat feces all over the house.
Linda, your house has not been any better.
She had to shovel cat feces from the downstairs.
You had rest in your bathtub,
The place was
honey.
supposed to be getting condemned.
Listen to me. Where do you think you are?
I'm sorry.
Where do you think you are?
I'm
Then
sorry.
don't say but.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Go ahead.
And with the 17 cats in the house, I knew that they were sick when I took them, and I did ask her about the condition of the cats, especially when I seen the bloody stool. She said that was not a problem, that she would cover the vet bills. So, and
Did you say that to her?
I told her if she took the cat to the vet, that I would pay the bill, but she refused to return the cats to me.
You did tell her you would cover the vet bill.
I would cover the vet bill, but
Good, let me see. Okay.
She refused to allow me to have my cats back or see them. She was going to euthanize them because of diarrhea.
Because of what?
Because of diarrhea. She was going to have the cats euthanized.
That is a parasite that the cats had. They eat out the inner lining of the intestine. I was never going to have them euthanized.
That's what you told me, Linda.
That's why I was having them treated, so that they would cure the giardia. The vet told me
They had giardia.
I have got a letter.
Why do you need 14 or 16 cats?
I do animal rescue.
Yeah.
And I have 7 papered cats, and I have 7 mutts, because I feel that anyone who sells cats should have as many mutt cats that need homes as they do purebred cats.
They were sick before they went.
No, ma'am, they were not sick.
Sure they were.
No, they were not sick, ma'am.
Sure they were. You want to know why I know they were sick? Because you said if you take them to the vet because they had blood in their stool, I will pay the bill. If you
Casper had diarrhea because of all the stress.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Look, you spent a lot of money, Miss Van Atta, and I believe you spent a lot of money at the vet after a period of time that she told you, I want my cats back. That's your responsibility. The only question that I have in my mind is whether or not you are responsible for any of the vet bills that she had after she got her cats back. Because she says the cats came back to her sick. Now, the cats were not in your possession because you gave them to a third person. Is that correct?
Correct.
Well, why
Ma'am,
did you do...
excuse me. She sold them.
I'm not speaking to you. Who did you give them to?
I gave them to a lady. I ran an ad to get rid of some of my cats.
How long were the cats with her?
3 to 4 weeks before she actually got them back.
All right, well, unfortunately, you are responsible for her vet bills.
That I am responsible?
Yeah, you are. You are. I know you're trying to do a good deed. $405. Judgment on the counterclaim for the defendant. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. The parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
All right, let's see if we can untangle this very sad mess. Ms. Schatz, this is your mom.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, in 1999, your mom bought a car.
Yes.
The car was for you.
Yes.
And you had an agreement.
Yes.
And the agreement was that you were going to pay off the car, and you would pay it off by the time you graduated from college.
I would pay her off when I graduated from college and got a full-time job.
Anyway, your mother took the car back before you graduated, and you say she had no reason to take the car back. Are you telling me that you didn't pay her any money?
I did. I paid her $3,600 up front.
Okay. Is that correct?
That's
that she
correct.
gave you $3,600 as a down payment?
At the time of the purchase of the car.
And how old were you then?
I was 18.
And your agreement was that you would pay her back the rest at the time you graduated?
Yes.
Okay, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you haven't graduated yet. You're
No, I
graduating in June.
haven't. I graduate in March 25th.
So between 1999 and now, you have not paid her any additional money?
There was a time when she owed me about $200 for some things that I had purchased for her, and we agreed that we would take that $200 off of the amount of the loan.
Okay.
So
let's say that's $3,800.
Yes.
And how much was the entire car?
The car was for $12,800.
Okay. Why did you take the car back?
I took the car back after I received a letter from her stating that she did not plan on paying for the car.
Let me see the letter.
What?
Just a minute. Well, first of all, this letter says, in response, Annette, that's your mother.
Yes.
I assume you don't have a good relationship with her?
Not at all.
And haven't for a long time?
Since I moved out in January of 2002.
What happened in January of 2002?
I was living at home and going to school, and we got
So up until then, you had a good relationship?
Fairly good. Yes.
Good. What happened in January?
We got an argument, and I was asked to move out because we weren't getting along, because neither of us were happy with the situation.
Okay.
Can I make a comment on that?
Yes.
I don't really consider that an argument. What happened, Your Honor, is I basically went grocery shopping and I apparently didn't buy the cereal that Laura wanted. And she got upset, and my comment to her was, this is crazy, being upset over something like this, and if you're going to stay here and live here, you need to go to counseling. And her answer goes, well, then I won't be here. I'll move out.
Well, there must have been something else going on.
Yes.
What else was going on?
There was a lot of physical and mental abuse that I had been enduring since as far back as I can remember, and it had nothing to do with the cereal at all.
All right, I'm sure it had nothing to do with the cereal. That doesn't make sense. That may have been the catalyst.
Yeah. Right.
But it had nothing to do with cereal. But this letter says that this is in response to a letter I received from you dated January 15th. So I'd like to see that letter dated January 15th. Okay. So your mother writes you a letter, January of 2003, and she says, you know, sorry that you're not talking to me, it's painful. And she says to you, as of April, which I assume is after graduation,
yes,
I will no longer pay the car insurance and the $3,000 you owe me for the car. Okay? And you write her back, and you say that the money you have been receiving monthly on my behalf in the form of child support above the amount that was mandated by the divorce court shall cancel out your loan in the amount of $3,000. So you want to explain that to me?
Since my mom and I made the agreement about the car, I found out that she is still receiving child support from my dad in the amount of $264 a month.
Right.
That was supposed to end, according to the divorce agreements, when I turned 18, and it never has.
Right.
So I felt that from the time that I moved out of her house in January of 2002, she continued to receive that money, and I felt that that money should go towards the loan.
Has nothing to do with you. That's between your mother and your father.
I felt that that money should go towards supporting me.
That has nothing to do with you. That has to do with your mother and your father. If their judgment of divorce provides that support shall terminate on your reaching 18, and if money is still either deducted from his check or he continues to pay her, that's between the two of them. You can't decide that you want that money to be allocated to your car. So this is what happened, Mr. Schatz. What happened is you created an anticipatory breach. You said, I anticipate the fact that she's going to breach our agreement, right? Based upon these letters.
Right. Well, I also...
So that I am taking your name off the title to the car, and I'm taking back the car, rather than responding to this and saying, no, 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 you owe me $3,000, and you have to pay it. The money that was paid by your father was an agreement that we had. He paid $264 a month for your support. Is that what your father paid all along?
All along.
Well, that's not a lot of money. That doesn't
it
support...
is to a student.
No, no, no. That doesn't support a child.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Do you think it might be worthwhile for you to attend a couple of counseling sessions with your mother?
Yes.
I think so, too. You prepared to do that?
I've begged her to go to counseling with me.
And later today...
Did you ask her to bail you out?
Yes.
Did she have the money at that time in May?
No.
Did she tell you how she was going to get the money?
No.
Did you ask her?
Nope.
Did it make any difference to you?
Nope.
You just wanted out.
I just wanted out.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Laura Schatz says her mother, Annette Schatz, illegally repossessed her car. Annette says Laura wasn't making payments.
In any event, you had no right to take back the car when you did.
Right.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, After receiving that letter, I did send Laura back another letter dated the 29th of January, saying, please reconsider your position.
Let me see.
These are expenses. And I felt like I gave her another opportunity to talk with me and communicate with me.
Are you working?
Yes, I work part-time as an x-ray tech, and I also go to school full-time, 5 days a week.
Okay. Where is the car now?
A friend's house.
When did you take it back?
I took it on February 12th.
Okay.
About 9 o'clock at night.
Okay. You have to return it to your daughter.
Okay.
And I'm telling you now, so this is going to be very, very easy. What you have to do is when you graduate, you have to pay your mother $3,000.
Okay.
Then the car will be yours as per your agreement. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. I have now advised you. I've given you what courts usually don't do, but it's an advisory opinion. I'm advising you that you cannot take your father's child support that you felt was overpaid and apply it towards this car debt. And you cannot anticipate that your daughter is not going to do what she agreed to do when she was over the age of 18, which was to pay you upon her graduation. And she has not graduated yet. So the car has to be returned to her. And you have to pay your mother in March what you agreed to pay her, which is, according to her letters, $3,000. Do you understand? Okay. Now we've gotten to the easy part. Something else happened. Now, I don't know whether the something else that happened was that you now have a relationship with your dad. Is the
We are
relationship
rebuilding a relationship.
Okay. I assume from reading your mom's answer to this that that is what happened, that this is something that's relatively new, the relationship you have with your father.
Yes.
Fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. Was he out of your life most of your growing up?
We had visitation with him after the divorce. So he lived with us until I was 12, and then after the divorce, we saw him according to the visitation. And then our relationship started to fall apart when I got a car and started doing my own things, and I didn't get to see him on those days.
So now it's back?
Yes.
Okay. You think it might be worthwhile for you to attend a couple of counseling sessions with your mother?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. You prepared to do that?
I've begged her to go to counseling with me.
With you. But you both have to keep an open mind because you're two adult women now. It would be a very bad thing for you long term to have an alienated relationship with your mother. You know, when you're 22, that's one thing. When you're 28, 29, 30, 35, get married, you have children, I assume that that's something that you look forward to in your future. They should know that they have grandmother. And so without putting any blame, to go just with an open mind and saying, look, we may have to have a new kind of relationship, different from parent and child, because we're both adults now and things have been difficult. If the clerk can put together a list of names, you prepared to do that? Or do you have somebody that you've been seeing that you think might be beneficial?
I have a counselor that I've been seeing.
How long have you been seeing this counselor?
Since October.
You're prepared to go to your daughter's counselor?
Sure. Not a problem.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Give it a shot. You get your car back within 5 days.
Thank you.
Okay? Good. Thank you.
Excuse me. Step out.
I just wanted what was fair, and I just wanted this issue to be taken care of so we can move on.
I love Laura very much and care about her.
I just hope that we can continue to work this out.
I'm glad it's over and we can get this resolved.
It's not over yet.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McCarrick versus Mitchell. Step forward, please.
27-year-old bartender Michelle McCarrick is suing her ex-boyfriend, 27-year-old construction worker Charles Mitchell, for bailing him out of jail when he was arrested for holding a pound of marijuana.
Mr. Mitchell, what were you in jail for when your former girlfriend bailed you out?
A drug charge.
When had you been arrested?
It was May of last year.
No. Drug sale, possession?
Drug possession.
What kind of drugs?
Weed. Marijuana.
How much?
About a pound.
Is this your first drug arrest?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your bail?
$25,000.
And at the time, Miss McCarrick was your girlfriend, is that right?
Yes.
It's your claim, Miss McCarrick, that you bailed out the defendant. He promised to pay you back. He even signed a note that he would pay you back, and he hasn't paid you back.
But she forced me to sign that note.
I didn't ask you anything yet.
What?
Okay. I'm looking at her.
All right.
Has this drug case been resolved yet?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it has not.
Okay, so we're not going to ask any questions about the drug case. Did he call you from jail?
He did.
And what did he say about his bail?
He asked me if I could come and bond him out because he wanted to get a job and get a lawyer. So this had went on for like a month and a half. finally I decided that I would, I had an African gray parrot, and I had somebody who was interested in buying it. So with him promising that he would pay me back, because really she didn't want to buy it, she was going to, you know, just pretty much give me the money, she would hold on to the bird, and I would pay her back. So she gave me $1,500 because I had already talked to a bondsman. He told me that if I came up with, you know, at least $1,500, that he would get them out, because the entire bond was, you know, 10% of it would be $2,500. So if I came up with 15 and paid the rest, then he would go and get him. So I gave her the bird, and she gave me the money, and I went down and I got him. And pretty much a week later, he was supposed to work with his cousin who owned, he lays concrete. And he was going to get paid $15 an hour, and, you know, it was...
Okay, he hasn't paid you back.
Pretty much.
Let me see the note that he signed, please.
Okay. But she forced me to sign that note.
Can I get...
No,
please. Mr. Mitchell, I guarantee you I'm going to let you get to your defense, sir. Now, I have a note that you signed on 7/5/2002, indicating you promised to pay her back on or before August 30th, and you agree that you signed it, but you say you were forced to sign it. Yes. Now I'm going to ask you some questions. So I want you to answer my questions as I ask them. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
You were arrested in May of 2002.
Yes, ma'am.
You were bailed out on what day?
June 29th.
I have the bond receipt.
That's okay.
Right here.
Don't, I'm not speaking to you.
Okay, sorry.
And it is your position that you never asked her to bail you out?
I asked her to bail me out. I didn't agree on owing her any money.
Just a second. Oh, so you did ask her to bail you out?
Well, she bailed me. I mean...
No. You didn't say that, sir. You said in your answer it was her idea. So you did ask her to bail you out?
I mean, she wouldn't do...
Just answer my question. Did you ask her to bail you out?
Yes.
Good. And did you start asking her to bail you out in May of 2002?
Yes.
And what did she say?
She said she would bond me out.
Did she have the money at that time in May?
No.
Did she tell you how she was going to get the money?
No.
Did you ask her?
Nope.
Did it make any difference to you?
Nope.
You just wanted out?
I just wanted out.
And when you just want out, you're prepared to say and do just about anything. Is that right?
Because we never had any agreement on me owing her anything.
Now.
She didn't.
Shh,
what she did?
Am I speaking?
Okay.
Only what I ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you're out of jail. And she says to you, I want my money back, and if I don't get it back, I'm going to go in and remove my bond. You say, she threatened you to remove the bond unless you agreed to sign the note and pay her back. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
After I had stopped messing with her.
After you had stopped messing with her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After you had stopped messing with her, she said, shh. She said, unless you sign this note agreeing to pay me back, I am going to withdraw my bond, so you're going to go back to jail.
Exactly.
So you signed the note.
She was threatening me.
No. What you don't understand, Mr. Mitchell, is you consider that a threat.
It is a threat.
No, sir.
If I don't owe her nothing, I don't owe her nothing.
No, sir. What she's saying to you is...
feeling like...
Mr. Mitchell, I'm going to tell you this. When you appear before a judge on your drug charge, and if you keep yammering like you're doing to me, you're going to find yourself behind bars. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Judges don't tolerate that. When judges ask a question, you give them an answer. I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
She has a right to withdraw her bond. That's her right. If she doesn't like where you're living, if she doesn't like the people you're hanging around with, she has a right to go in and say, I'm withdrawing my bond because I'm not sure that he's going to appear or not. And I don't want to be stuck losing this money. So therefore, you, unless you can find somebody else to come up with the money, are going to go back to jail. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You made a choice. Your choice was not to go back to jail to await your trial. Your choice was to sign the note.
True.
So it's not as if she's saying either you sign the note or I'm going to take your left leg. That's a threat. You sign the note, I'm going to take the first 3 fingers on your left hand.
But can I say something?
That's a threat. Now I'm going to let you say something.
It's a threat the way she came at me about signing the note, though.
How did she come at you?
She was delirious. Just, you know what I'm saying? You're going to pay me my money back, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, you know what I'm saying? just going all off. You know what I mean?
No, that's not correct.
Just a minute.
He did.
Mr. Mitchell, don't speak to her. So she was intimidating you.
Pretty much. But that's all she knew she had over my head was the bond.
Right.
Exactly. So she was being delirious, coming, you know what I'm saying, to my crib, boom, boom, boom. You're gonna sign this, and
I don't understand
you know what I'm saying?
What is delirious?
What is delirious?
What is delirious? She's going off, you know what I'm saying, just going wild. Just, you know what I'm saying? Calling, you know what I mean?
Delirious.
But you know what I'm saying, though. You understand what I'm saying?
Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Mitchell, I want you to tell you something.
You understand what I'm saying?
I want to tell you something, sir. I am delirious.
Are you?
You're making me delirious.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pay the money. You got to pay the money. Shh. I didn't ask you for anything.
Okay, sorry.
And you're not losing. So why don't you be quiet?
Okay.
Good. You had a choice. Your choice was to sign the note, which means you owed her the money, or go back to jail. You chose to owe her the money rather than go back to jail. Those were your choices.
Ashbarger versus Hubbard. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
You are the plaintiff's current wife, is that
Yes.
right? I'd like you to have a seat, please. Mr. Hashbarger, you and the defendant were married.
Yes.
You have one child together.
Yes.
How old is that child?
He is now 2.
He's 2.
Yes.
When you were married, you were living in the state of Ohio?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
How long did you live in Ohio?
8 months.
Where were you married? In what state?
We got married in Alabama.
Is that where your family is from?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long did you stay married?
It was about a year and a half, maybe.
And when you separated, you were still living in Ohio, is that right?
Right.
Yes.
The thrust of this lawsuit is that you want the defendant to reimburse you for travel expenses that you incurred when you traveled from Ohio to Alabama to see your son, and she refused to let you see him pursuant to an agreement that you had. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So I have a few questions. Can I see your judgment of divorce? Who has a copy of it?
No, we don't have that.
She must have a copy.
We don't have it?
Not in there. Just the custody order.
All right.
I have a custody order.
Do you have the custody
Yeah.
order from where?
Ohio.
I'd like to see the custody order from Ohio. And does that outline visitation as well?
I do have the visitation, guidelines of the visitations in it. And
I'd like to see that.
transportation. It's just visitation and transportation.
I'll take a look at both of their documents. Okay, so you're supposed to have the child half the summer.
Yes. And it also states on there that for the transportation, that for the parent who is picking the child up is responsible for the transportation as receiving the child.
Okay. First of all, did you consent to her moving from Ohio to Alabama?
No, I did not.
And when did she make the request to leave Ohio to go to Alabama? Of the court?
August
August of 2000 or 1999?
99.
Is that right?
That's right.
When was your divorce granted? It was filed a month before, in July of 99. So why did you make the request to move a month after your divorce?
If I remember, it was the beginning of September.
It was August 4th.
August 4th is whenever. Anyways, I wrote the judge a letter, and here's in our guidelines saying about moving.
Let me see it, please.
But I was having financial hardship, and I had no choice but to move. I couldn't live up there. And I wrote the judge a letter, and I also told Eric, and I gave him a letter telling him I was moving.
Now,
well, see, Your Honor, also, she was staying with her mother in a house that they rented or supposedly purchased in the student.
I'm going to ask a couple of questions because there are several things that are relevant to me. When did you separate? I know when you were divorced. When did you separate? How old was the child?
He is 1. No.
So you were separated?
No, he wasn't.
7 months.
7 months, Your Honor, and it was March 3rd.
Okay. So the child was 7 months when you separated. You were both at that point living in Ohio.
Yes.
And you didn't leave until sometime in August or September to go to Alabama?
The end of September, I moved.
From March of 1999 to the end of September of 99, did you see your son, sir?
There was a period whenever we first split up that I did have custody of him.
Right after you separated, are you saying to me that your son was with you?
Yes.
For how long?
It was up until we went back to court for the visitation.
Which was when?
I don't know what the exact...
He had him for 5 weeks.
5 weeks. So that brings us into April or May. Is that right?
Yep.
And after that, you had your son with you.
Right.
Now, when you had your son with you for the next several months while you were still in Ohio, did you visit him?
There for a while, she did not let me visit him until I was able to get a court order to see him again.
And when was that?
That was a couple weeks after she ended up getting the custody back.
And after that, did you in fact see him?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
How often?
As every other weekend is what my visitation was granted to me, and I ended up seeing him. I think it was twice I got to see him. The second time, whenever I did see him, that was whenever she packed up and left, and she ended up cutting my visitation off short.
You mean packed up and left for Alabama?
Alabama.
He also got him for 1 day each week. He got him for 1 day for 3-hour visit.
For 3 hours.
And he did see him?
Right.
I would like you to explain to me, I see some of it in your papers, but I would like you to explain to me why you did not allow your son's father to take him for visitation when he came to Alabama for that part of the summer.
In August of 99, we were at the pediatrician's office. Eric and his now wife met us there, and he informed me that he was going to keep Preston, which is our son, keep him for an extra 2 weeks. But in the guidelines, it says you can have 2 weeks uninterrupted visitation if you go out of town, and that goes into your 5 weeks of your summer. So he's telling me that he was going to get 2 weeks. I called the sheriff's department, and they told me...
What'd you do that for?
Because Eric wouldn't give me my child, and I was supposed to have him. I had to go and get Preston back. So I called the sheriff's department and asked them, what do I do, because I'm supposed to have him back in my arms, and Eric wouldn't give him back.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eric Hashbarger says his ex-wife, Teresa Hubbard, owes him for travel expenses, attorney's fees, and lost wages. Eric claims after traveling from Ohio to Alabama, Teresa wouldn't allow him to see his son.
Go ahead.
I called the sheriff's department, and they said the only thing that you can do, because we can't enforce anything if the other parent doesn't want to give it up.
How long had he had him at that point?
He was on his 5 weeks vacation, and it was at the end of it.
It was towards the end of his...
No, it was 6 weeks, wasn't it?
Let's say he had him for between 5 and 6 weeks. So your son was with his father for 5 or 6 weeks.
Right.
Is that right? And he said he wanted to keep him for another 2 weeks.
Right.
Okay. Did he say why?
Well, yeah, because in the guidelines, he kept saying that he got an extra 2 weeks when he didn't.
Just a minute. Did he say he wanted to take him someplace, or he just wanted to keep him for...
He wasn't leaving town or nothing. He was just going to stay home.
Because his interpretation of the guidelines was that he had him for an extra 2 weeks?
Right.
Well, there was things that I was doing with my son, Your Honor.
Okay, but he said to you, my interpretation of the guidelines is that I have an extra 2 weeks. Is that what he said to you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one reason. What's the next reason you didn't allow him to take the child?
And in November, it was a good faith, because when you move, it said in the guidelines, and I was already moved, that it was a good faith.
You say it was a good faith.
That's what it says on that paper I gave you.
Listen to me. You moved to Alabama, and according to your answer, you say that the second reason you didn't want him to have visitation was because he tried to prevent you from moving from Ohio to Alabama. That's what you say. And he wanted to prevent you from doing that through using the courts. Is that right? I assume that he filed papers and said, I don't want you to move.
Right.
He has every right. Just a minute. Shh. He has every right to do that.
Right.
He has every right to say, I don't want you to take my child out of state so that I can't see him regularly, which is why I asked you certain questions before, madam. I said to you, when you were finally awarded custody, I wanted to know whether he was one of those parents that didn't see their child at all, but you even volunteered that he got to see him even during the week. And he did exercise that visitation during the week.
No,
and he did. I'm
not
speaking to you. Do you think that, I mean, if you're not losing, you're supposed to keep your mouth shut. Right?
Yes.
I mean, I read your papers. I'm quite frankly appalled. I'm appalled that you did not let that little boy go with his father for a vacation, to spend time with him. Here you move. He exercises his rights, goes to court and says, I don't want my child to move. We're living in Ohio. Ohio has jurisdiction up until that point. Ohio has jurisdiction. Ohio made the order. I see my child pursuant to that order, and I don't want him to move. Child has two parents. I don't know what reason the court had to say to you, okay, move. And I can't go into that. Court gave you permission to move. Then you're supposed to do whatever is necessary to ensure that your child gets to see his father from whom you took him. You took him out of state. That's what you're supposed to do as a responsible parent. And not be angry that he got married again and then went and had another child and say, forget it. I'm not going to let him, I'm going to make it difficult. That's outrageous. Don't you think that that's outrageous?
To a point, but in December, he got him for Christmas, and then in January, he told me he was going to come to Alabama, pick up our child, and also bring him home. Well, he waits to the last minute. He told me in an email, and I have that on paper, and he also told me on the phone that he was not going to bring him home, that it was my responsibility to come and get him, when he already agreed to bring him home.
Let me see it in the email.
It's basically, see, it's on the first and on the last page.
See, on the...
Shh, I'm reading. This man sounds, based upon these emails that you gave me, as a most responsible, indulgent ex-husband under the circumstances. I'm going to read you parts of it, not just the parts that you underlined. I also wanted to know if you are willing to give me extra visitation at Christmas time. You know, most of my time will be spent picking Preston up in Alabama and dropping him back off. I would really appreciate it if you would give me an extra week or two. I know this seems like a long time, but I probably won't be able to see him again until the summer vacation. It would mean a lot to me if we could spend some extra time together. That sound bad to you?
Sounds very fair to me.
Right? Then in the next email he sends to you, I sent you a letter as soon as I got back to Alabama. The letter states that according to the guidelines, you are responsible for coming back to Ohio to pick Preston up. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. Since you are, and then he goes on to say, so you're responsible for going back to Ohio, which seems very fair to me since you're the one who moved from Ohio to Alabama. He's going to come and pick him up. Sounds very fair that you got to go and get him. But then he goes even further, and he says, since you are willing to let us keep Preston for extra visitation, I am willing to meet you halfway for you to pick him up at the end of visitation, and I'm willing to do this as a courtesy. So because you said okay, that he could spend a little more time with him, he said, I'm going to be a nice guy. So far, I don't see anything terrible. Do you?
No.
Okay. I want you to tell me what happened.
Well, he ended up getting his visitation.
Just a second. I want you to tell me what happened the summertime when he came down to pick up Preston from your house. What did you do?
He was told not to even come down there.
Who told him?
I did.
You have no right to tell him.
My lawyer, my attorney, told me.
You have no right to tell him. Your child has rights. Your child has a right to have two parents. You chose him as a parent. Your child has a right to see his father, irrespective of the fact that you are angry, annoyed, jealous, vicious, whatever. Your child has the right to see his father. A father who, I might add, was consistent in seeing him before you left. So I'm not talking to you about what your lawyer did. You went to Alabama. You started working immediately to get jurisdiction changed from the state of Ohio to the state of Alabama, which for some bizarre reason you were able to do. Okay.
It didn't do it.
No, Your Honor.
It didn't
That went
go.
to court and it got denied.
Oh, good. So
All
at least
rights are staying in the
so
home.
at least somebody is not asleep at the switch. I want to see.
That's another thing, because since the day we got divorced, that's all she says, that she's going to constantly take me back to court. I even got a phone conversation of that on cassette tape.
Well, listen
of her
to me.
constantly
She's
taking me
angry,
to
and
court.
maybe somebody hasn't said to her what I'm saying to her, which is, you have a child together, and you know what? You have one child.
Right.
Your child is going to grow up hating you. When he grows up and he's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, and he understands that you have impeded his father's right
I have
to see.
given.
No, you have not.
I have given him extra visitation. Ask him.
Just a second. Did you give him visitation during the summer? When he
Yes.
came-
At the end of the summer, he did end up getting his 5 weeks.
Well,
When
Your
he
Honor,
came-
I had to get a court order.
Just a second. When he drove from Ohio to Alabama, did you give him the child?
No, I did not.
And then the court said you were wrong and gave him visitation. Is that right?
Right.
Good. Then you are responsible for the extra trip. Let me see your expenses. Courts should not have to get involved with this.
This one
You're supposed to be a good mother, and a good mother ensures that her
I
child...
am a good mother.
No, you are not. If you did not let him take that child when he drove there to take that child out of spite, then you were not being a good parent. You were being a vindictive ex-wife.
Well,
And
he
there is
should
a
have
big
never
difference.
made the trip anyway, because he was told not to come down there, and he went down there anyway. I told him he wasn't going to get the child, and he did it anyway.
That's what you did. You told him you're not going to get the child. Why? Was the child
I
going
was
on a
working
camping
on
vacation?
paperwork.
You were working on what paperwork?
Things that were supposed to go to court. My lawyer was working on some paperwork.
You don't get it. You don't get it. Listen, I'm not talking about courts and I'm not talking about lawyers. I'm talking about being a good mother. Not somebody who is jealous or vicious or vindictive. Because I read your papers, and you're pretty angry that he got married right away, and you're pretty angry he had another baby, and you're pretty angry about all those things, and you may have an emotional right to be angry at those things. You have no right to withhold your son from seeing his father. If anything, you're supposed to be more giving, since you were the one who upped and moved from Ohio to Alabama to live with your mother. What's the total amount?
It comes up to, what was that, $1,888?
1,000. Go ahead.
$888.36.
Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Sản phẩm mình đang cầm trên tay đây là nước cân bằng rau khoáng La Rose Posy, là một dòng nước hoa hồng dành cho da dầu, và với cái thành phần chính là từ nước khoáng thiên nhiên. Và đối với dòng nước hoa hồng này thì các cái loại da phù hợp, đó là phù hợp cho những cái làn da mà nhạy cảm nhất. Và thành phần thì có PHA tác động sâu đến lỗ chân lông và cực kỳ là thu nhỏ cái lỗ chân lông của chúng ta. Và với nước khoáng La Rose Posay thì với cái công dụng đó là sẽ giúp cân bằng dầu cái khoáng dành cho các cái loại da dầu La Rose Posay. Và đối với dòng nước hoa hồng này thì nó sẽ cân bằng độ ẩm cho da, vì là có cái thành phần chính là từ cái nước khoáng cực kỳ là thiên nhiên. Và đối với dòng sản phẩm nước hoa hồng này thì nó sẽ cân bằng cái độ pH và cấp ẩm cho da của chúng ta được mềm mại và mịn màng hơn. Thì đối với dòng nước hoa hồng La Rose Posay này thì nó là một cái giải pháp làm sạch sâu từ bên trong đến tận sâu cái lỗ chân lông cho bề mặt da của chúng ta. Và đặc biệt đối với dòng nước hoa hồng này thì nó sẽ phù hợp cho những bạn mà có cái làn da đặc biệt là dãi dầu và cái làn da mà nhạy cảm và khó để lựa chọn những cái dòng nước hoa hồng, nước phun nước, thì đây là một cái lựa chọn rất là an toàn. Và cái độ an toàn của nó thì độ pH không tính và không chứa chất paraben, không chứa cồn và không có cái chứa cái chất tạo màu, là một cái sản phẩm cực kỳ là an toàn và lành tính.